It's the Orioles on Masson, and happy Mother's Day, and a beautiful weather day it is here at Camden Yards as the Rays and the Orioles finish up this series. The Orioles needing a win if they're going to avoid the sweep by the Tampa Bay Rays. And they are the first place Tampa Bay Rays. They are the fastest team in Major League history to start a season 0-6 and end up in first place, which is where they are now, tied with the Yankees. For the Orioles, what a difference 30 days makes. In Tampa Bay, when they opened the series, they swept Tampa Bay and put up magnificent numbers. It's exactly the opposite here. In the first series, 421 runners in scoring position here, 133. Starting pitching, .45 ERA in the first series, almost 9 in this series. And the offensive outburst by the Rays, they hit 132 as a team with 3 runs in that first series. They're hitting 321 with 14 runs in this one. That's why you play the games, Jim Palmer, because sometimes it changes.
Well, you know, you talked about the Rays being in first place since, April 11th. They're the best team in baseball, 18-6. They would have liked to have started their season on the 11th. They were 1-8 going into that day. But, you know, Joe Madden was talking before the game. He said, I wrote it on my scorecard today, irreverent. And that's the way we have to play. I mean, we got to hustle, we got to pitch well. There's certain things we have to do. Well, the Orioles better get irreverent because they just look lackadaisical. Now, good pitching does that, but at the end of the day, this is a team that looks very complacent, and I know they're not happy losing, but that's what they're doing. And again, we always talk about whatever it takes to win, whether it's starting pitching or whatever. They got to start playing in concert because that's what they did in Tampa. You know, maybe it was an aberration for 3 games because Tampa, people forget, have won 2 of the last 3 divisions. They're a good ball club, and Joe Madden has changed the culture down there, and that is what Buck Showalter's trying to do here, but it comes down to the players.
And he tried to change it today. He had a special meeting with the hitters, in fact, with the lineup. He's had enough of the at-bats that he's seen that he doesn't like. And he said today, before he went into that meeting, when it's done, they're going to know how I stand on this. So we'll see. But starting pitching.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I think ideally you'd like to have a guy that's on a roll, and that's not Brad Bergesen. He's given up 19 earned runs in 19 innings. And, you know, the great thing about doing that is it's water over the dam. You got to adjust. Brad Bergesen has been trying to do that ever since he got hit by the Billy Butler line drive back in 2009. So he needs to go out there today. He's had a chance to see this team the last couple of days and nights. He needs to adjust. He needs to sink the ball, keep him off base, and keep the ball in the ballpark.
All right, we'll see if he can do that as the Orioles want to avoid this sweep on Mother's Day. The mums, yeah, that's what you do for your mom on Mother's Day. You bring her to the ballpark. Good job. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Hyundai, it's time to join the movement. Partly cloudy skies here at Camden Yards. Light breeze out towards left field. Check our game time temperature, brought to you by Train, 72 degrees. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. Here's the starting lineup for Joe Maddon's #1 Rays, and he changes every day. It'll be Foles, Zobrist, Damon, Longoria, Joyce, and Upton, Kochman, Brignac, and Jaso. You see B.J. Upton in this series just red hot with a 5 for 10.
And our scouting report this afternoon brought to you by AFCIA. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Well, whatever it takes, whether that means beating Wade Davis, whether it means controlling the running game, keeping the ball in the ballpark, you got to find out what you do best. Most people think it's keep the ball down in the zone for Bergesen and then change their comfort zone. They are a very comfortable hitting ball club. They've averaged over 6 runs a game on the road. Maybe, I don't mean throw at them, got to move their feet a little bit, make them a little bit uncomfortable in the batter's box.
So the Rays stand in with a franchise tying record mark of 7 consecutive wins on the road. They have also won their last 3 ball games. The Orioles have lost their last 3. Pink bats will be in evidence today in honor of Mother's Day and the fight against cancer. And beautiful afternoon here at Camden Yards with some high clouds and a gentle breeze from right to left. Bergesen ready to go, and the first pitch will be taken down low for a ball. 0 for 5 in the series for Foles so far, home run and 9 RBIs, and the left-hander will take that down low, and the count will go to 2-0. Yesterday, of course, Tampa Bay, all those walks surrendered to the Orioles, but not enough for the O's to take advantage of it. It looks like Foles wants to start it the other way around today as Brad Bergesen falls behind on him 3-0. Leadoff batter will take the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Bergesen 0-4 lifetime against this Tampa Bay team. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and he'll get that one in there as well.
And you can see 92 miles per hour. The amazing thing, doing a little research, that's the average major league fastball by a right-handed pitcher.
That one's going to be to the gap in right center field. This is going to have to be tracked down to the wall. Foles on his way to second base, and that's where he will stop in a leadoff double for the left fielder.
Well, again, the game becomes a lot less difficult when you get to see 6 straight fastballs, and because of being 3-0, you can see right there it's elevated, and he's going to find a gap. Again, he came in 2 for his last 40, had dropped 100 points. He was so red hot at 350, but again, a good pitch to hit, and he gets the job done.
And our pitch track sponsored by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. So the first RBI chance of the game comes immediately. And Zobrist, their hottest hitter, will take the off-speed pitch for a strike. He's got a 13-game hit streak and a big 4 for 5 with 3 runs yesterday. He leads the American League on the year with 27 runs and is just a red-hot hitter. And there's another one to left center. Jones on the fly will get over, make the catch, runner tags. Here's the throw coming into third base. Fold will get there. Good heads-up base running. Zobrist retired on the long fly ball.
Yeah, the one thing we've seen Zobrist do in this series is hit the ball the other way. I mean, he's certainly capable of hitting home runs, but this is good base running and good fielding. So Jonesy will run it down in left center, and then strong throw. You can see Reynolds keep it in front of him. And Sam Fold doing exactly what you're supposed to. Maybe a little bit early with the slide, but there you go. Rough landing, but he makes it.
And a runner at third base, and the pitch will be taken away by Johnny Damon. There you see the numbers for Damon, the DH. He's got a 4-game hit streak, a couple of hits, 10 at bats in this series. He is 7th in RBIs, and will he add one here or not? Foles going to tag. Jones has got it, and Jones gets it in, and Foles will stay at third. So Adam Jones getting a workout here in the first inning.
Tom Foley, the third base coach, heads up right here. They, part of preparing for a team is who can throw and who can't. And right here, Folt's going to give it a nice little fake. No chance. He would have been nailed.
So they're going to walk intentionally Longoria. How about that? In the first inning, Evan Longoria, who's gone 4 for 9 with a home run and 4 RBIs in this series, is going to draw the intentional pass to put runners at first and third. Yesterday, a home run and a 4 RBI day, and almost hitting 300 over the last couple of seasons against the Orioles. So Buck Showalter going to make managerial decisions early in this one and not give Longoria a chance. So Longoria will trot down, and it'll bring up yet another hot hitter.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Orioles defense here on Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to everybody. Scott Jones, Markakis, that's the outfield. Reynolds is Turris. Cesar gets to play shortstop. Roberts Lee, that's your infield. Matt Wieters' 3rd consecutive game with an off day tomorrow behind the plate. Well, again, this is no bonus right here, pitching around to get to this guy. But again, you know, a lot of times you look at his numbers. What is he? 21 for his last 73. That's over 400. But Longoria has been hot in this series.
Matt Joyce, who's got the 4th best average in the league. Runners will stay at first and third on the bouncing pitch. Joyce with a 2 for 6 in the series. 6 of the 9 hitters in this lineup are left-handers today, either natural lefties or switch hitters. Bergesen and left-handers have hit 306 against him, and right-handers only 231. So the lefties, obviously Madden seeing that. He's loaded this lineup with the southpaw swingers inside and a 2-0 count.
So there you
see
go.
The leaders, Bautista, not only the home run leader, Jim, but also the average.
Yeah, he's been missed the last couple of games because of a neck injury, but Joyce is playing, and again, Brad Bergeson has fallen behind him. He's yet to throw a breaking ball. There's a good changeup and a fastball count. You know, it's funny, Brad was talking, he said, it looks like they like to hit changeups. Okay, well, execute it. Now watch this one. I mean, that's about as good as you can throw it. You know, good movement. So you've still got to figure out what you need to do to try to get these guys out.
Joyce will top that one fouled. There is one online site regarding pitchers that had a number, I don't know if to believe it or not, that Brad Bergeson has not thrown a changeup to a right-handed batter this year.
Oh, that could be true.
Only fastballs and sliders.
I will actually, if you go on Texas Leaguers FX, you can see all those numbers. Yeah, and
I couldn't believe that, but that was what the numbers said. Here's the 2-2, and that will be fouled away. So an early big situation in the ball game. And this is what's happened to the Orioles of late. First innings are giving up early runs in ball games, getting behind, and the pitchers are having long first and or second innings.
So that elevates the pitch count, and you're only going to get to throw 100 to 105 if they're effective 105 pitches.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and will miss, and the count will go 3-2.
I mean, personally, I did not do the first 3 games of the year. Mike Flanagan was doing them down in Tampa, but the Orioles were able to throw in fastball counts, breaking balls. Not quality breaking balls, but a lot of just get me over stuff.
Runner goes, and to first base, and Lee's got it. So the strategy works. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on. We'll take a look at the Orioles lineup coming up. That was by Cleveland. They did lose 2 to the Yankees, but they had a rainout in that, so not a complete series. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles. It'll be Roberts, Markakis, and Lee, Guerrero, Scott, and Jones, Wieters, Reynolds, and his tourist, Matt Wieters, against Davis with the big numbers.
And our FCS scouting report on the former number 3 round draft choice. Well, there you are, allergic to dingers. And he's only thrown 1 crunch time, 219 with runners in scoring position, so he's able to do that. And then, last year a real good start, went 2-8, and then really pitched well. And this year lost his first 2 games, and since then has won 3 in a row. So there are the numbers: ERA under 3 runs a game, and that is our FCS scouting report on Wade Davis.
Brian Roberts will lead it off. Only 1 hit in his last 21 at bats, including an 0 for 7 in this series. So Roberts, Markakis, and Lee, as the Oriole bats have really gone quiet against Tampa Bay, and in fact coming off the road trip, Orioles have not been able to get anybody going in the lineup except right now maybe Nick Markakis and Adam Jones, who have picked the pace up. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Roberts. He will take, and the count's going to go to 3-0. Davis has walked 14 in the 39 innings that he's worked, striking out only 17. He gets outs by putting the ball in play. 3-0 delivery taken all the way, and how about that? Roberts is on with a 4-pitch walk.
It really looks, when you've seen Wade Davis pitch this year, because he can throw in the mid-90s, that he has taken a little bit off to throw more quality strikes. He's got 4 good pitches, but the Orioles have to be happy. But as Joe Madden said, that we know Brian Roberts can run, but his inclination of running a lot just seems to be down. Seems like Adam Jones is the only guy that you can really pencil in your lineup that's going to try to be aggressive on the bases.
Only the 10th walk for Brian. He's 3 for 3 in stealing bases. Jaso behind the plate has thrown out 4 of 25. Talking about the bats that are coming alive, Nick Markakis 3 for 4, 2 RBIs yesterday, and on the month you see the .333 batting average, so certainly Nick has picked it up. He's had multi-hit games in 4 of the last 6 ball games. 1 strikeout. Markakis to third. Longoria's got it, and just what Nick wants to do is hit the ball hard the other way, but again it's right at somebody.
Yeah, again, he doesn't bunt a lot. I'm not saying he should, but look how deep Longoria is. I mean, that's part of the game. You look around, we know that Nick can drive the ball to left with the best of them as far for doubles and singles, and that's what has got him back on track. Pulling off balls, I mean, that's a quality at bat, but right at Longoria, who's won 2 Gold Gloves.
So that'll bring up Lee. Derek is 1 for 8 in the series. Wade Davis keep an eye on Brian Roberts, who's not extended the lead over there, and he will foul that one back on the first pitch.
But there's also a part, there's a strategy to pitching. You get a guy like Brian Roberts on, and you get a hitter like Markakis, you're going to pitch him away to keep the ball in the ballpark. And even if he hits a line drive or a single to left, you have runners at first and second, double play is in order. So they pitch him away. He gets lucky because he hits it right at somebody.
Roberts jumping around, drawing the attention of Davis, so Davis will step off.
The amazing thing, Gary, I mean, this is his 6th start. They have yet to try to steal a base against Wade Davis.
See, they got a real good pickoff move, or he's had early leads. And
well, we know Hellickson has, because they're averaging 9 runs a game for him.
That one is in the air to right center field. Upton there to put it away. Roberts tags with nowhere to go with it. Lee is retired. That'll bring Guerrero up. Defense fold yesterday, left field. 1 diving for Hellickson, and then 1 that denied Wieters of a home run as he went up in left field and hauled it back in.
Well, there they are. Fold. He's back in there again. I can't imagine why he's playing. Upton and Joyce, Longoria, Brignac, Zobrist, Kochman, and Jaso behind the plate. Of course, Zobrist plays all over. Played right field on Monday night.
And here's Vladimir Guerrero, 2 for 7 in the series. Roberts still at first base with a leadoff walk, and the pitch is taken away. Wade Davis pitched against the Orioles in his first game of the season. Orioles got him for 4 runs and 8 hits and 6 in the 3rd innings, and won that ball game by a score of 5-1. He has since picked up wins against Chicago and 2 against Minnesota.
And that was a 1-1 ball game going into the 7th.
Throw over to first base and Roberts back. There aren't a lot who choose to wear the pink shoes, but Vladdy's a man's man, and Vladdy's got them on. In honor of all of the mothers and, of course, Major League Baseball's contributions to the fight against cancer that is evidenced on Mother's Day. 1-0 count with 2 down. Davis. Interesting that Jim was talking about. It's been a sell point for Joe Madden with his pitching staff. He's asked guys to back off on the fastball. Don't throw as hard. More command and more just changing the speed of your fastball, speed and location, and don't worry about throwing it as hard. Davis, who has always had a 93, 94 mile-an-hour fastball, now is throwing one that's 89 and maybe 91 once in a while. That's going to go up the middle for a base hit. Roberts will make the turn, and Upton will hold him. Throw behind him.
Yeah, not a force play or you're out. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a great point because his average fastball is 91 miles per hour and his two-seamer's 88. And we've seen him throw, as we mentioned. And, you know, right here, you know, there's just a look at maybe a little cutter in the middle of the plate, and Vladdy right back up the middle. Nobody's playing there. Keep this inning alive. And the interesting thing is that Brian Roberts on the fly ball by Derek Lee thought about tagging up, but he did it too late. Otherwise, he might have had a chance, at least with the play in front of him, to get to second base. Orioles could have taken a lead.
Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks. Designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks ever built. Ram. So Luke Scott, runners at first and second. The big shift is on. And Scott will take it up high. Really shifted here because with a runner at second, Longoria's got to stay close enough on an attempted steal to cover third. So instead of moving over towards short, he's really in his normal third base position. Yeah, virtually everybody else is the other way.
Yeah, Luke, he may hit the ball to left field, but it's usually in the air.
1-0 count, 2 down. Roberts is going to be picked off here. He's trying to get ahead of Longoria, and he doesn't. He thought he could beat him to third base, and he didn't. And a bad base running mistake early, and the Orioles are retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. No score.
My wonderful wife, and I also want to make a Mother's Day request to my mother. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Hope you have an awesome day.
Nate Markakis with greetings on this Mother's Day. We go to the second inning. Upton, Kochman, and Brignac are due up. Upton now at 252. The Orioles wish the 2-game suspension had taken effect yesterday. 3-run homer, 2 doubles, 291 hitting here, and he's 5 for 10 with a home run off Bergesen. You want to know why he appealed his 2-game suspension?
Yeah, he hits 291 here and 181 or something like that.
That's to right. It'll send Markakis to the warning track, and he's got it.
He said, I play well here. Of course, he grew up just down the road by Norfolk, and doesn't like the. Not that he doesn't like Cleveland, it just doesn't hit well there. In fact, nobody's hitting well in Cleveland this year. One of the best home record. Yeah, right.
That'll bring up Casey Kochman, another of the left-handers in the lineup. He's 5 for 6.
I told him, aren't you getting tired? He said, no, it's a lot better than walking back to the dugout.
There's a comebacker and gets the out, so a chance for a quick inning here. The Orioles and Mariners are going to begin a 3-game series 7:05 Tuesday night here at Camden Yards. Every Tuesday is Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats only $9. So gather up family, friends, and an affordable night at the Yard. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD, to go to Orioles.com. Reed Brignac. Brignac has had an 0 for 5 in this series as he's really been in a struggle. 3 for his last 31. For Bergesen against Tampa Bay, 4 starts and the 0-4 mark with a 9.0 ERA. He has had 3 of those starts here in his own ballpark, and the ERA here against Tampa Bay is 9. That'll be played by Roberts in a good, quick inning as he retires the side in order. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score. And get your second room of flooring free. 877-241 Luna. The fewest double plays hit into in the American League. Seattle's on top. They're coming in for the next series. Only 12. Then the Orioles, White Sox, Detroit Tigers, and Royals at 21.
Yeah, pretty good speed. They're 4th in stolen bases, and Eric Wedge, their new, older manager, who's now managed them for the first time. Probably a lot of hit and runs, trying to generate some offense, but. Boy, you hate to get picked off with this guy because what Tampa Bay's been able to do with Luke Scott, and the whole world knows this, is change speeds. And even if he gets into fastball counts, you are not getting a fastball to hit.
And Davis will start him up high for a ball. 1 for 7 in this series. Luke's had a tough time against Wade Davis. 3 hits and 14 at bats. And the shift is on, except Longoria stays in at third. That's interesting. And now he'll move back. They did that the other night. Until a strike was called on Scott, Longoria stayed in his normal position in at third. And then once there was a strike.
Well, it's all about the bunt. Not that he ever bunts, but just in case.
I know.
Yep.
But you could bunt a 1-1.
Well, you can, but again, very rarely do you see guys do it. I mean, obviously, if you're a normal hitter, and Luke's not because he's a pull hitter, you want the guy to come in, so you do it 0-0, and that way you'll get him in for two strikes.
Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that will be taken inside. So 3-1. The Orioles showing patience early against Davis. Roberts got the base on balls to start the ball game.
He'd be on first if Jeff Kellogg hadn't called one above the letters. But that 1-0 pitch was well out of the strike zone.
3-0 delivery, foul back over the screen.
Well, see, that's what Wade Davis, in one of his first games, that's 93, hittable, except it's not hittable because Again, this guy's a number 3 round draft choice with good stuff, so he can get away with fastballs in the zone. And that was just a little extra with good movement.
Varying his speeds as anticipated, and a few over that 90+ mark so far in this game. 3-2 and down and away, and Scott is a strikeout victim.
Well, again, 89, 89, and then right here, then another fastball, perfect. I mean, look at that outside, maybe third quarter of the plate, good movement, and then Luke is so confused because of the way he has gotten pitched the first 2 games. He's probably looking off speed there.
And more to come if that's the case.
But you can't do it with 2 strikes. The theory is if you have a guy like Hellickson who threw 50% breaking balls yesterday, you can look soft till you get to 2 strikes.
Jones up. Adam has had a 2 for 8 in the series. He's extended his hit streak to 6 games. Orioles here in the first 2 games against Tampa Bay hitting 167 as a team with 2 runs a game. And the starter's ERA at 7. And that obviously has resulted in a couple of games that Tampa Bay has simply dominated. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Jones. Adams got his average up to 257 coming into this Mother's Day game. He's gone 10 for 26 during the current 6-game hit streak. He'll foul tip that one into the mitt. 1-2. Adams going to use 4 different pink bats, and each one of them is going to go to a friend's mom who has helped him along the way in his life. He had the 4 picked out for batting practice. In the air to right field, hit it hard, hit it deep, back on the warning track or just shy of it, and Joyce will put it away. And there are 2 down here in the 2nd inning. Here you see the Orioles this season, and right now it's not pretty. You look at the runs, they are 11th. Their average is now 12th. Home runs 4th. That's where they've been able to get some run production. The on-base percentage next to last, and ERA is last. 10 steals, 11 attempts, also last in the American League. And the Orioles looking to get some things turned around here with only 3 more games left in the homestand after the day off tomorrow. 1-0 count on Matt Wieters. Matt's in a 1 for 18 that has dropped his average down to 220.
Well, the one thing I look at that graph and I'm going, okay, you certainly could improve your pitching. You can't improve your speed. You are what you are. I mean, there are a couple of guys that could run a little bit more. Hopefully they will. And there's another good fastball and a fastball count. You know, the on-base percentage is just, you get some guys that are free swingers. Would you like to have them get on more? The teams are trying to beat do that. So, you know, they're going to hit home runs. You know, sometimes they'll play well because they'll have guys on. But at the end of the day, the other teams are doing a few things better.
Off outside to third base. And the count will go to 2-2. For the Orioles playing within the division here, getting back into the division games. They haven't had many of those to this date. They are 5-7 in the division. New York's got the best division record at 8-4, and Tampa Bay right behind them at 8-5. 2-2 delivery to Wieters. And a wait on the breaking ball and fouls it away. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. For Wade Davis, it's his 7th start against the Orioles. He's won 3 and lost 2. Has a very good 2.81 ERA against Baltimore. And here in this yard, 3 career starts. He's 2-0 with an ERA of 2.05. 2-2 delivery, and Wieters is going to get on. He did not foul it. That's a strike 3 wild pitch. And the Orioles will keep the inning alive.
Well, anytime the ball bounces, they're going to give you a wild pitch. And John Jason will probably say, I probably should have blocked that ball. You know, again, it's not like it can just get a few feet away because Matt Wieters doesn't run. You can see him shaking his head. He's got to shuffle that ball if he can out in front of him.
So a break for the Orioles. And we'll see if they can take advantage of it. Hitting in the 8th spot today, Mike Reynolds. He's had an 0 for 5 in the series. And will take the slider away for a ball. Mark struggling to get it going. He had a 3-hit game Wednesday at Kansas City, his first multi-hit game. They're trying to find some consistency. Hitting 190. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Reynolds had raised his arms up and didn't think It was on the corner.
Well, you see Wade Davis very much like Jeremy Hellickson with a really good moving fastball. Hellickson, I'm not sure he threw one pitch up in the zone with his fastball yesterday to hit. And as you mentioned, he was anywhere from 90 to one pitch at 96. So he really changed speeds with his fastball, adding and subtracting. And then the big curveball and a changeup at any count.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Reynolds. Wieters on at first, being held by Kochman. 2-1 pitch, and just missed outside. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, working the plate today with Eric Cooper, Mark Carlson, and Tim Timmons, the umpiring crew for this Mother's Day ball game.
You get the feeling that Jeff Kellogg is not going to call that ball just off the corner, but maybe a little bit up in the zone.
Short lead at first base for Wieters. 3-1 delivery. And that's the pitch he's not getting the call on. Jim was talking about another walk.
Well, that appeared again a lot of late life, but it appeared to be over the plate.
So 2 walks. Take a look at our Lexus League leaderboard. American League teams, 2 out runner in scoring position numbers. The Orioles second best, 287. Only Texas is better. See if the Orioles can get one of those hits right here as Turris getting the start. Our league leaderboard brought to you by Lexus of Towson, Baltimore area's #1 Lexus dealer, who invites you to come in and see why they're #1. Is Turris playing because he's 4 for 9 against Wade Davis. First and second and 2 down. And as Turris takes the fastball, it's in there for a strike and quickly 0-2.
Well, you see why he's playing. Buck Showalter could have played him yesterday against Hellickson, but he looks at the stat sheet. Nice little numbers at 4 for 9. Of course, that's when he's playing regularly.
Yeah, that's much tougher coming off the bench as he is. Pitch will be away, fastball.
Well, it's just hard. I mean, sometimes there's Robert Andino, who is getting most of the at-bats and chance to play on an everyday basis until J.J. Hardy, who appears to be back maybe for the Seattle series.
Could be Tuesday for Hardy. 1-2 delivery, and that will necessitate obviously some moves. One of the discussed moves, whether or not Craig Tatum would be called up as a backup catcher or not. He's now on the DL. But another question, whether the DL that applies in the minors also applies in the majors, or can you get a guy off quicker if you bring him up? Here's the 2-2 delivery and lofted into the seats, foul ball.
Of course, yeah, Buck Showalter kind of wanting to know, because it's been done before where a guy's on a minor league DL and actually will be called to the big leagues, which seems like it would be bending the rules. I mean, if you're disabled, you're disabled, whether you're in the minor leagues or the major leagues.
But as they say, you get a whole lot abled when you get called up to the majors.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and he got him. So Davis gets the strikeout, his third. Orioles no runs, no hits will leave 2 on. No score. at the yard. Some of the families on hand honoring Mom. Pink shoes, pink bats. And Mrs. Bird's on hand as well. The picture of perfect love right there.
Today.
Jay So will lead it off for Tampa Bay, hitting ninth. He's 0 for 3, doing the catching, as there are shared duties behind the plate, as with many of the other positions for Tampa Bay. Kelly Shoppett and he have divided the first part of the season up about 50-50. And a strike taken. Yet another one of the left-handers.
Yeah, and what they have in common is they both can catch. And he's been throwing well. I mean, I think they were like 0 for 14 against John Jaso, and lately he's been very effective. So, again, when you have the third best starting pitching and the best bullpen, you better have somebody behind the plate that knows how to call pitches and can understand what's going on, what's working and what's not with his pitching staff.
I don't think there's any manager who juggles a lineup as much as Joe Maddon does with Tampa Bay. And it's not just where they hit in the lineup, it's also about where they play in the field. I mean, he's got Brignac working at shortstop. Elliot Johnson's playing some shortstop. Rodriguez has played a game there. He's had 3-4 guys playing left field already. Bergesen's pitch will just miss. You've got designated hitter Johnny Damon primarily, but there have been 4 others in that position. First base, Johnson's played 18 of them. Kochman's played 15 since being called up. I mean, every day this Tampa Bay lineup gets shuffled around both by position and by order in the lineup.
Yeah, and it's about matchups. Yeah, you want to keep this guy Johnny Damon healthy. So how do you do that?
Foul back into the seats. And we want to remind you, don't miss the season's first T-shirt Thursday this week. First 10,000 fans 15 and over. It's going to be Vladdy T-shirt night game against the Mariners. And brought to you by Real Street Staffing. A new design for the Birdland wardrobe. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD. Hit to right. Markakis. And he's got it. Line drive. One away. Looking for double plays. Our Maryland Lottery's double play contestant is Wayne Gray from Cumberland. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game, Wayne, you get $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and enter to win amazing O's prizes. Go to mdlottery.com/double play. Good luck. Sam Fuld at the top of the order. He doubled to start the ball game out and was left stranded.
He has yet to see a breaking ball. 3-2. He went 3-0, 3-1, 3-2 double. Well, they got him because he's a good defensive player. He's a good base runner. He makes contact. Grew up in New Hampshire.
That's the first reason.
Yeah, 10 pounds at birth. Sumo Sam, they call him. And at age 5, his reading was not the alphabet or whatever. The guide on baseball.
Nice.
It's a little bit strange, but
hey, degree in economics from Stanford.
I'm a stats guy.
Yeah, I guess. Fuld has seen the average go down to 100 points. He had that big start. He was hitting 350, now down to 250. As Fuld has had only 3 hits in his last 41 at bats.
But again, we don't get to see all those at bats, and the things that's important to Tampa Bay. Can you still play the outfield? And he's been doing that.
Roberts has got it. Fuld is retired.
As you showed you early, he saved about 6 extra bases yesterday with his defense, so it's not bothering that. And I don't think I don't think he expected to hit 350. But I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Take it if you know. Of course not.
But you're absolutely right. 270, make contact.
That'd be great.
Know what kind of player you are, and
Tampa Bay will be very happy with a 270 average,
and that's why they got him.
Yeah. 2 down. Bergesen retiring hitters here, 6 in a row. And here is Zobrist with the 13-game hit streak and the 5 for 9 in the series. Our league leaderboard brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots await. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races. RBI leaders, Canerco on top. Lynn Young, Zobrist at 25. Beltre and Aviles. And taken for a strike. Zobrist has had only 1 hit in 8 at-bats lifetime off Brad Bergesen. Bergesen threw only 6 pitches in the second inning after the first inning where he got up to 20. That's going to go foul into the seats.
No, that's the danger zone right there. Down and in, down and away. You get him to hit it to the middle of the field. But the interesting thing about Brad Bergeson, you know, he was up and down 3 times last year. But you're looking at a guy right here that had 2/3 of your complete games. So when he does what he does best, which is to keep the ball down, all pitches, he can be very effective.
That's another one that'll head to the seats the other way. Well, the Orioles starters had a great run. The Kansas City series put a dent in that, and Tampa Bay's put a bigger dent. Ellsbury with a 16-game hit streak, and Zobrist 13, the 2 longest in the American League this season. And for Zobrist, it is the 2nd longest personal streak that he himself has had in his career. Zobrist had a streak of 16 back in 09.
Well, this is a young hitter that's reinvented himself. He was a great fastball hitter. He hits, what, 27 home runs. The league adjusts. He struggles last year.
And got him on a check swing. Home plate umpire makes the call. Bergeson will get the strikeout, his first. He's retired 7 in a row, scoreless. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Little discussion. Mark Connor and Brad Bergeson, pitching coach and starter.
Yeah, Brad said he's going to throw a curveball today. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting.
He's going to throw a complete game, so he's going to hold it till later.
Well, he'll surprise everybody. Probably himself, too.
Here's Brian Roberts, who drew a walk his first time up. It'll be Roberts, Markakis, and Lee. The Orioles in a 3-game losing streak. Trying to end that here today and avoid the sweep. Orioles have won 4 of their last 10. The Rays 7 of their last 10 ball games. And Roberts again takes it away as Davis continues to work around him.
You know, because he does not bunt, the whole right side of the infield way back. So it's harder to be able to. I mean, look where they're playing. If you bunt, you think your first baseman's playing there? I mean, ever?
No. Roberts is just not being pitched to. So Davis surrenders the walk. This date in baseball history brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. Frank Robinson in 1966, first ball hit out of Memorial Stadium, 541 feet. Mays and Aaron both hit a home run in the same game, the first time 600 home run batters had done so. And Kirby Puckett made his debut with 4 singles, his first game in 1984. All that on this date. Puckett did it against Jim Slayton when he got those 4 hits in his debut.
The Brewers.
So the Orioles get the leadoff man on again, 2 out of 3 innings, and it's been Roberts with a walk each time.
So again, we go back to what happened the first time, and you know, they pitch him away. Talking about Markakis, he lines one right at Longoria, and that's part of it. It's usually a cat and mouse game. Can Nick get a ball on the inside part to hit into right field?
Take it up high. So Markakis 3 for 9 now in this series. His average at .223 on the year. The Orioles trying to get an early lead against 25-year-old right-hander Wade Davis. Brian Roberts did not attempt to go the first time. Davis the quick throw and Kochman the snap tag.
And again, hard to run against. Nobody's attempted to steal all year long.
You can see why with that quick move to first base.
Yeah, Jaso's caught 4 out of the last 11 after letting the first 14 steal. Pretty good lead, but not a huge lead. Already been picked off one time to end that first inning.
And Davis making good quick throws. He's not lobbing the ball over there. He's doing it with meaning to prevent Roberts from getting that extra half step. A 1-0 count of Markakis. 3 in a row.
Well, you're getting the effect you want. I mean, you need to be quick to the plate. You need to make Brian Roberts, if you're trying to keep him close, you got to keep him from getting that running lead. And then, of course, the Orioles hope that that's going to distract his ability to make quality pitches. Already he's into a hitter's count.
Roberts leaning a little, not going. Markakis will take it away.
There you go.
2-0.
I've been there. You worry so much about the guy on first, and here comes Jim Hickey. You know, we're scoring 6 runs a game. Not that that's going to happen. Don't worry so much about Brian Roberts that you get into the big inning.
So they'll just try and change this whole mental approach that Wade Davis has here with the runner on at first base. Talk about this team on the road. They have put up the big 10-4 mark. On the road, they are averaging 6.2 runs a game, second in the majors behind the Cardinals, averaging only 3 runs a game at home. So they're doubling up on the road. They've not scored more than 5 runs in any game at home, but they have done that on the road. So the Tampa Bay team's kind of reversing what you talk about home field advantage. And as we said, they've won 7 straight road games. Let's see what Davis does here. 2-0 count of Markakis. No score. Nick with nobody out and Roberts on at first base. And Markakis will hit a towering pop up towards first. A lot of sun. And Kochman will put it away. So there's the first out. We're talking about this turnaround by this team in their first 9 games. 1-8, 18-6 since. Their average jump 163 to 275, and their runs per game from 4.73 to 2.71. I mean, their ERA just cut in half. So everything since the start has turned around. They are the quickest team in Major League history to go 0-6 and then get into first place. They are the 8th team, only the 8th team in Major League history that started out 0-6 and was able to reach the 5 over 500 mark, which they are right now. Lee with a runner at first base. Check swing, and there's the strike on the outside corner.
A little changeup perfectly thrown. Maybe it seemed to be, I don't know, somewhere between a fastball and a changeup, but again, he pinpointed the outside corner.
Roberts has increased his lead by about a half a step. Not going though. That's a line shot to center. Upton going back, and he's got it.
Well, there's your fastball command. Joe Madden and I were talking in spring training last spring about that's what it's about. You pitch to the outside part of the plate, you play them a couple of steps, they hit it well, but again, if you are down in the strike zone, they keep it in the ballpark and you run them down if you have a good mobile defense, and that's what the Rays have.
Vladimir Guerrero, a single his first time up. In mind, the Orioles have really struggled to get hits of late. When the Orioles get somebody on, most imperative that they get it moved around. They haven't been able to do that. And Vladdy with a Vladdy cut.
Well, typical of most clubs that are struggling for runs, you get a guy on early, you don't advance him. Don't even get him into scoring position. And again, Nick Markakis, who's been again getting back on track, a 2-0 count, just couldn't do anything with it, popped it up.
5 hits in each of the last 3 games for the Orioles. 0-1, 2 down. Roberts trying to get the attention, does. Snap throw.
You don't see too many young pitchers that can control the running game like Wade Davis can.
Most pitchers will lob a couple of throws over there and then throw one medium and then really try to get you. He just guns it every time he looks over to first base. And Guerrero did not go around on that. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And the other part of it is that he's a big guy, 6'5", so he slide steps. If you watch his front leg, he'll barely pick it up and slide it to home plate. So again, if somebody is running the magic formula, 3.4 seconds, if you can get your catcher and you can get the ball down there, you're going to get guys out. If you're over 3 point, in other words, you're like catcher's 2.1 seconds. That's what Jason would probably be. Here's a little slide step very quickly, and again he's able to, because of his height, still throw downhill.
He has a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Guerrero. 2 down, no score here in the 3rd inning. Brian Roberts got the leadoff walk, still at first. And Guerrero goes to second. Zobrist up and gets the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Our Mother's Day game, 3 innings through, no score. Enough to be sharing the weekend here in this Mother's Day Sunday. She's been in town for the series and here today with Adam, and always great to have her around the ballpark. She comes up and visits with us here in the booth as well. Adam's already given her the Mother's Day pink bat. He did that before the series started and told you he's got the other 4 for mums who are friends who have helped along the way for the bats he uses today. Here's Johnny Damon. Damon flied out his first time up. And he will take the pitch from Bergesen for a strike. Brad Bergesen gave up a double to Sam Fold leading off the ball game. That is the only hit he surrendered. Guerrero's got a single off Davis, the only hit he's surrendered. Luke Scott going back and over and not going to get it. That'll get to the wall. And Johnny Damon has got a leadoff double. 2nd out of 4 innings, leadoff man on for the Rays.
Well, he really makes adjustments. You know, you don't get 2,602 hits. You don't get 492 lifetime. Heidi Manouche, you now passed him on the all-time list. But just think about it. If Manny Ramirez doesn't be Manny, be disrespectful not only to Tampa Bay but to baseball, he doesn't get to play as much. He's got to play in the outfield. I mean, he's had all kinds of leg injuries, so it's probably a blessing that Manny did what he did.
So Johnny said the other night, John was talking about it, he said, look, Manny leaving, probably the best thing that's happened to us this year. It opened up the door for Fold to be able to play and carry us when nobody else was hitting. Gave me the opportunity to work in the DH role. Said everything about it has been a plus for us. He is the leader of the ball club, both on and off the field. They look to him for guidance when they were losing and for hits when they're winning. Here's Longoria. He drew the intentional pass his first time up. Gets another RBI chance. He's already got 4 in the first 2 games with his big day yesterday.
Well, one of the great high ball hitters. They always talk about getting the good part of the bat to the ball on pitches up and away. In, we saw the 3-run home run, the double from off of Jeremy Guthrie yesterday. He's just able to somehow get that bat head in a good hitting position, and that's what good hitters do.
Only 4 at-bats with runners in scoring position since coming back off the injury, and add another one, and a good jump by Johnny Damon. Jones is up with it and bobbles. It'll be a base hit and an RBI, and Longoria picks up yet another one, and Tampa Bay's got a 1-0 lead.
Well, look at this little swing. It'll get you that little looper. Took a little bit off, made contact. I'm not sure Adam would have had a play. Damon didn't get the best of jumps, but he easily scores when he bobbles it. So 1 bad pitch, 1 good pitch, and Bergeson just has to say that's it. You know, let him beat me 1-0.
5th RBI picked up for Longoria, and this is 8th game back off the DL. Nobody out. Here's Joyce, and Joyce will take it for a strike. He lined out to first base his first time up. You're looking at the #1 hitter against right-handed pitchers in the American League. 385 against right-handers coming into today's play. And the pitch will be taken outside. Same average he has with runners on. And a 1-ball-1-strike count on Matt Joyce.
Yeah, 6 hits to left, 15 up the middle, and 11 to right. So he sprayed the ball around.
Short lead at first base. Longoria in the air, left field. That'll send Luke Scott back. Warning track, and not going to get that one either. Halfway up the wall. Going into third base, Longoria, and in with a stand-up double is Joyce.
Well, they traded Edwin Jackson to Detroit, and he didn't play for about a whole year. But watch him go out and get this pitch. And again, that's, you know, outside third of the plate. Scott can't run it down. I mean, that ball was driven to left field. It wasn't your lazy, let's just kind of loop it into left.
So here's a big chance with nobody out. 4 hits now for Tampa Bay, and Upton coming up. He's had the best numbers in the series hit-wise coming into this one, 5 for 10, and he's a .500 hitter off Bergeson.
You get an idea how small this ballpark plays.
And he goes first ball hunting and fouls it away. He's hitting at .250. He's got 30 hits on the year with 5 home runs.
Well, again, another, along with Longoria, one of the better high ball hitters in baseball. You better keep it down. And I mean down and in, down. We saw the home run was up and away off of Britton the other night. The first double to drive in Longoria up and away.
Upton with a 1-ball-1-strike count. Runners off second and third. And that's going to be up the middle for a base hit. Longoria will score. Joyce being waved home. Throw to the cutoff man will hold the runner at first. Maybe get him. Yep. Roberts got to turn around and get him in a rundown here is Torres. And as Torres will apply the tag. So Upton will be credited with a single. He gets the 2 RBIs to make it a 3-0 ball game, and then gets caught, and that's why you hit the cutoff man.
Well, take a look right here. I mean, there's a slider. He fouls it off, misses away. Now check this one out. Another slider up in the zone. He's not missing this pitch. Mark Connor's going to come out after they execute very well. You need an out, and they'll get it. No more than 2 throws on that rundown. But again, a succession of bad pitch to Damon, good pitch to Longoria. He loops a single, bad pitch to Joyce and Upton. Can't do that against this team.
So Upton continues his hot streak. And B.J. Upton now has 20 runs batted in on the season. 8-3-4-6 on the putout in the rundown. but 4 batters up and 4 hits in the inning. Here is Casey Kochman. Kochman will take it for a strike. He grounded out his first time up. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Rays. The fastball's on the inside corner. Bergeson with the 0-2. Just got by the hands that time. 1-2. Brad Bergeson has never beaten this ball club with that 0-4 record and that high ERA of 9. 1-2 pitch laid off it, and it misses.
Another guy that's red hot.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And even 400 coming in against lefties.
Fouls that one off. Don't forget the Junior Orioles Dugout Club. Great family value. Fans 14 and under, 10 games. You get the lunch bag subscription to the kids magazine. It's only $20. Family and friends get tickets for as little as $6. And the first dugout game Saturday, May 21. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Casey Kochman. Bergeson trying to find a way to get an out himself here. Here's the 3-2 delivered, and Kochman will fight it off. Kochman started this season in the minors. He was called up on April 8 when the team was not playing well, and has appeared now in 16 games as a starter at first base. So he's kind of taken over the first base role because he's hitting.
And he can play defense, as you mentioned, on Friday night.
And he walked it.
Yeah, there's a changeup. So again, a total lack of command for Brad Bergeson, really the second time through the order, and they've taken advantage of it.
1 walk intentional, 1 not. Every hitter's reached, 5 of them here in the 4th inning. And here is Reed Brignac. Brignac checking at third base with Tom Foley. He grounded out his first time up. In at third base, Reynolds is already a couple of steps in on the grass. And a towering fly ball to right field in the high sky. Markakis. And Nick will make the catch. Runner halfway will come back. Brignac is retired. 2 down. Jaso, the catcher, with a runner at first and 2 away. Jaso's had an 0 for 4 in the 2 games that he has played in this series. At first base, Kochman, only a couple of steps off the bag, and that's to right field, and Markakis will have to come in to the line. Not going to get it. Kochman on his way to third. He'll stop there. It'll be a single, and runners at first and third with 2 away.
Well, you're seeing the results of 7 lefties. So again, I mean, it's in the middle of the plate. You know, away, it's probably a routine fly ball. In the middle of the plate, he's able to get a little bit more of the bat head to it. So this is just an inning of not really being able to execute out of the middle of the plate, and the Rays have made Brad Bergeson pay for it.
Now Sam Fuld in the leadoff spot. First and third and 2 down. Fuld has doubled and grounded out. And we'll go after that one outside and tops it foul. Fuld 208 with runners in scoring position. He's hit up and down the lineup. In the minors, he was a leadoff batter, and that's the spot he'll take today for Tampa Bay. Outfield will move in a couple of steps, and that's to first. Lee's got it, and that will retire the side. But 3-run score here in the 4th inning, and a 3-0 Rays lead.
I want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day, and to my own special mom, a happy Mother's Day. I love you.
There you go, Zach. Happy Mom's Day to all out there. Glad to have you on board. The Rays take the 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Coming up, day off tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, night games. Jake Arrieta against Michael Pineda in the first game against Seattle, and Chris Tillman and Felix Hernandez. Zach Britton draws Jason Vargas in the 3rd game of the series.
Yeah, 2 guys that can light up the radar gun and then have a multitude of pitches, and then the lefty Vargas.
So the Orioles got to battle back here. Again, the deficit. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Rays. 0-1-0. A single by Guerrero in the first inning. The only hit surrendered by Wade Davis. Luke Scott leading it off, and Scott will take the pitch down low. For Davis, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Orioles have had a runner on in each inning again, as they did yesterday when they went 1 for 12. That one's going to go towards the line, and that's going to take a hop off the top of the wall. And Luke Scott is on with the leadoff double.
There you go. So let's see what happens after this. I can tell you right here, he's rejoicing the fact that he got the double, but it was also a fastball. Watch him attack this one. Oh, no change-ups or curveballs or sliders, something to drive, and he does.
Told you all, Davis is varying the speed in his fastballs coming into the inning. 43 fastballs thrown, 29 of them at 90 or over. Out of 43, 29 fastballs at 90 or over. The rest around that 88, 89 mark. So he's varying that fastball speed.
And a lot of it has to do with the 2-seamer versus 4-seamer, which is usually 2-3 miles per hour. You know, either faster, the 4-seamer versus the 2-seamer that's a little bit slower.
And Adam Jones up.
Well, I think when you're struggling for runs, you've been outscored 17-2. Well, ideally, you'd like to be able to hit 2-run home run. You need to get the runner with nobody out to third base. It'll just make it so much easier for Matt Wieters on deck to get him in. They're going to play back. Maybe they'll play in at first and third because he doesn't run. Talking about Wieters, but you know, you got to have. This is what situational hitting is all about. We talked about it all spring long. In April, now we're in May.
10 walks yesterday, 12 in scoring position, and the Orioles went 1 for 12. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Jones, and nobody covering second. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. So you've got to have, as Jim says, a productive at-bat here.
Well, Charlie Lau, who's a great hitting instructor, one of my catchers when I first came up, he said the right side of the infield with a right-handed hitter up, or the right side of the field, is the area of maximum vulnerability. You know, you move runners over, and that's what you want to do here.
2-1 delivery will be foul back.
And you could see him trying to do that. Now it changes when you get 2 strikes.
Adam Scott, the 6-game hit streak, he did not continue in his first at bat when he flied out. For Jones this season against the Rays, 4 hits in 21 at bats. The Orioles came into this ball game on the season hitting just .227 at home and .201 against the Rays. And he just fights that one off in front of the bench. 2-ball, 2-strike count, and that will send Jaso out to have a word with Davis. This Tampa Bay team pitching is so well, they've given up 3 or fewer runs in 10 of the last 12 games. That's a pretty heady accomplishment.
And they've done it, even though we talk about how many runs they've scored at home. They don't score a lot of runs. I mean, Price has gotten 3 runs a game, Neiman 1.5, Shields 1.71, and they just pitch well. If you pitch well, it doesn't matter how many runs you get.
2-2. Jones will take it. Good stop made, Jaso.
Because in the modern game of baseball, it's about, does your team win when you pitch? So if you pitch well as a starter and you have a great bullpen, and they have, at least at this point, totally revamped bullpen that's number 1. So if you hand the ball to your bullpen and you haven't given up a lot of runs, doesn't matter. You're going to win as a team. And that's pretty much what the Rays have done so well since 2008.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Scott with a leadoff double still out there. Adam wants the time out there. You see the numbers in this series: 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position, while the Rays have gone 8 for 29. Well, opportunities that have gone by the boards. 3-2 count. Big lead at second base. They're not trying to hold Scott, and that hit him. So caught him on the shoulder and the arm, and the Orioles get the first 2 on here in the 4th inning. That'll be the second hit batter of the year by Davis.
Yeah, you could see John Jaso move in, and then that ball just in about 4-6 inches, and boy, it gets Jonesy. Jaso's top of his head.
And our Jeep Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass.
It's just like a walk right there. You get a man on. You need base runners.
Now you get the potential tying run to the plate. Person to Matt Wieters. He struck out but reached on a wild pitch first time up, and he tried to drive one and foul tipped it. Matt has gone 5 for 12 off Wade Davis. And trying to get out of the funk he's in. He still has those big numbers with the runner in scoring position, having had that start.
9 for 10.
Yeah.
And he threw that fastball right by him.
And that one he reared back on. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one's going to go to left field. Fold going back. Fold back. Reaching. Cannot get it. Scott's going to come in. Jones is literally right behind him. Russell will wave him home. And the Orioles get a 2 RBI double by Wieters, and it's a 1-run game.
One of the cardinal rules when you're pitching is if a guy's late on your fastball, you don't want to take anything off. And that's what Davis does. Now watch Wieters cover this outside corner. It almost looks like it's a changeup. And then Fold, we told you how the ball's carrying here. He just can't get to it. Watch Jonesy. Watch him come right now. It's almost like they're going to pass the baton at home plate. He's right on his rear.
He was. So the Orioles have the potential tying run at second base. Wieters 19 RBIs, gets his 6th double. And the Orioles break through on Davis. Pitch will be outside for a ball. Mark Reynolds drew a walk his first time up. His Turris waiting on deck.
Now this is a situation where I don't hit the ball to the right side, because how many times last year did we see them do that, and then with the Turris coming up, he doesn't hit the ball hard enough. Doesn't hit the fly ball deep enough.
And Reynolds is here in this lineup for one reason, and that's extra base hits, hopefully home runs. He's not going to hit for an average. And this is where his deliverance needs to be for the Orioles. He's had an 0 for 5 in the series so far. Here's the 1-1 delivery by Davis. Missed outside with it. 2-1.
It's kind of an unusual day for Wade Davis. Usually he commands all his pitches, but he's been behind hitters. I mean, he only threw like 57% of first pitch strikes, which is one of the lowest numbers in the American League. He's just been in and out of the zone all night or all afternoon.
2-1 delivery and a big cut. Mark comes in with just a 115 batting average here at home. It is the 3rd lowest batting average in a home ballpark in the American League so far this year. Mark has gone just 6 for 52 at home, hitting .264 on the road. That's a respectable .264 average. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Wieters off second base.
See again, 94. So for the first time, we've seen him gear it up a little bit. So he threw it by Wieters, took some off. He doubled. He's now thrown 2 fastballs that Mark Reynolds hasn't gotten to. Maybe they'll speed up his bat by throwing him a breaking ball and hanging it.
Reynolds facing him for just the 2nd time. Was in the lineup in the opening series in Tampa Bay. 2-2 is way inside. Some kind of an off-speed pitch.
A curveball, one of the first ones he's thrown all afternoon.
3-2 to Reynolds, nobody out. Orioles first 3 on here in the 4th inning. The double by Scott. Jones hit by a pitch. They both scored on the Wieters double. He's at second base. Here's the 3-2, and he walked him. That's 4 walks surrendered by Davis in the ball game. That's the most he has surrendered in any game this year.
Well, just out of sorts. And Jim Hickey, his pitching coach, going to come out and have another little conversation.
So 4 walks and a hit batter have given the Orioles an opportunity against Wade Davis.
Well, I think a number of things they're going to talk about here. You know, you got to try to get back into a rhythm. Also, his Torres is going to be bunting. So how are we going to defense the bunt? You kind of hate to give a guy an out when he's struggling like that, but I would be very surprised if he doesn't bunt.
Buck wasn't sure about the pink shoes before the game, but he's got them on. He said at the batting cage, he didn't have them on in batting practice. He said, I don't know about pink shoes, but he said, you know, it's for a great cause, so I'll probably do it.
And we've lost 3 in a row.
And he did. Now if they win, he's really in trouble because they'll have to wear them again.
Well, I was asking all the hitters. I said, to get 3 hits today, you weren't in pink bat on Tuesday? They go, well, maybe.
Here's the look, and lets it go by for a ball. First and second, nobody out. Rushing at first base, Kochman. Longoria stayed back. With Wieters a slow runner at second, they'll try and get the force out at third base unless Torres can force Longoria to have to field the bunt.
So that's why you most likely want to bunt it to first base.
And he drops one right back to the mound. They got to play it third. He's going to let it go and get the out. It's a sacrifice, but Davis probably had an out at third base.
Well, the only way you really know, Gary, is and you've been around the game so long, is if John Jaso, your catcher, says third, 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 because you can't tell what kind of jump. Now, you know Wieters doesn't run well. And again, he doesn't come off the mound very quickly. Normally, you would actually come in, so he won't take him a while to even get into the picture. So again, it's almost like they forgot how to do it.
So as Torres gets his first sacrifice, the Orioles get the runners moved up. And Brian Roberts has 2 in scoring position with 1 away. Infield back. Popped him up. That'll come back over the screen. Jaso had no idea where it was, but it's a half a dozen rows back. Home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg kind of jumped out of the way because Jaso was looking up in the air as though it might be playable, and neither of them knew where the baseball had gone. 1 strikeout on Roberts. Brian, 360 with runners in scoring position on the year. Boy, if base hit right here would give the Orioles the lead. 3-2 ball game. And Roberts will take the pitch outside, 1-1.
And because of the scoreboard with a 1-run lead, they play the right side of their infield back. You know, a lot of times you would look and Kochman would be in a couple of steps, but they don't want to give up the 2-run single. So even a roller to the right side is going to tie this game up.
1 ball, 1 strikeout, Brian Roberts. And that is in there for a strike. Just came and laid that one in.
Well, struck out the side in the second, and that's what Wade Davis is looking for here in the 4th.
Runners off second and third, 1-2. And Roberts to first. It is caught on the fly. So Kochman hauls it in. The advantage of having that infield back. And there are 2 down.
Yeah, a little cutter and doesn't hit it real well. But again, if you're lucky and you don't have a guy that's one of the better fielders at first base, it might have gotten by him.
Jaso now regarding Markakis. He is lined out and popped out. Orioles have 2 runs in, but 2 very important runs sitting out there with Wieters at third and Reynolds at second base. Bob Delaney, who just rejoined the team today, is up in the bullpen. They optioned out Brandon Geyer, who hit the home run in his first at bat to AAA, and Delaney up. High fastball. Markakis goes after it, foul tips it. The big hit has been very tough to come by for the Orioles of late.
Well, if you want to go back over the last 3-4 games, this is the guy you want at the plate.
0-1 delivery to Nick and popped it up. Second base. Zobrist. And he's got it. So the Orioles will get a couple of runs, but they leave two in scoring position. It's a 3-2 Rays lead. Don't need to add anything to that. One-run ball game. Zobrist, Damon, and Longoria coming up for Tampa Bay as we go to the fifth inning. Brad Bergeson, 2 walks, 1 intentional, and a strikeout. 3 runs on 5 hits in the fourth inning for the Rays, who sent 8 men to the plate. And Zobrist will take the pitch for a strike. Number 1 in extra base hits. 350 on the road, 4th best average. And Zobrist also has that 13-game hit streak going. Inside to him, 1-1.
Oh, almost hit 300 the year before with 27 home runs, 91 RBI, stole 17 bases. Last year dropped almost 60 points.
Ooh! Bergeson, he's got to wonder. Every game it seems as though there's a line shot so close.
Well, when you throw it out over the plate, this is what you got to expect. I mean, those pitches are just, they're belt high in the middle of the plate, and especially I don't think I ever threw a ball away where you didn't think, especially to some hitters, that they're not coming back up the middle. Now, obviously, when they hit them that hard, and you've been hit in the shin, and there's some angst going on there.
Here's Johnny Damon. So Zobrist continues his hit streak to 14 games with a base hit to lead off the 5th inning. 3 out of 5 innings now the leadoff man has been on. Our game flow brought to you by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. It's been about big innings for both of these teams. 4th inning, 3 runs, 5 hits for Tampa Bay. The Orioles 2 runs, 2 hits in their half of the 4th inning to make it a 3-2 game.
Yeah, luckily for the Orioles, Upton ran himself out, so otherwise they might still be batting.
1-0 count, runner at first. Toss over to get Zobrist's attention.
They don't run on him, only 1 attempt all year long. But this team's certainly capable of running. They come in second.
There he goes, and a ball hit in the air to right. Backing up, Markakis. And he's got it. Johnny Damon is retired on the fly ball, and Zobrist will get back to first base. Zobrist took off. He's 5 for 5 stealing bases. The Rays are 35 out of 44. Though Bergeson gets Damon, the designated hitter. Now here's Longoria. Walked intentionally in the first inning, and it worked with 2 down. Joyce then lined out for the final out of the inning. Then Longoria got the RBI single in the 4th. That will hang inside to him for a ball.
Well, he's the type of hitter, and we saw him yesterday with a double and a home run on balls in, that when you stand with a little bit of an open stance, and you could just see, I mean, he's a little bit open, in fact, that left foot farther away. Is he going to dive or is he not? And what happens is the inside corner, and again, the bat head awareness for him is as good as anybody, especially for a young hitter at 25. You're wondering if that ball inside, if you can actually throw it by him. And yesterday you couldn't.
Zobrist 2-0 count, or Longoria rather, with a runner at first. Zobrist, and he'll take it, and it goes to 2-0.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's not swinging here.
So on a 3-0, let's see if he gets the green light. And he'll take it for a strike on the outside corner. Winamass and Maximum Access experience at Camden Yards. Your chance to win. 29292. Message and data rates may apply. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Lee holding the bag. Runner goes. Popped him up. Shortstop is Turris. He's got it. And back to the bag goes Zobrist. Lifetime for Brad Bergeson coming into this season. He had been a ground ball pitcher. 59% of the time outs recorded were on the ground. This season it's dropped to 44%, and that's just about what it is in this game. A lot of fly ball pop outs.
Well, again, we go back to what the average fastball is. You know, you go back to 2009 when he had what, 11 out of his last 12 starts before he got hit with that line drive. Quality starts, 3 runs or less. He was a sinker ball pitcher, and then he hurt his arm doing the commercial, was behind everybody, built his arm up, and I think he equates velocity with success, and I'm not sure that's the case for him, because 92 is average. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if you look at all the pitches thrown by right-handers, at least a 4-seam fastball, it's 92. So you better be above it, or your sinker better be inducing ground balls and be below it. So he's kind of in the happy zone. And if he makes good pitches, as he has today, he gets them out. If he gets in the middle of the zone like he did in the 4th inning, he's going to get hit hard.
0-1 count, 2 down. Zobrist leadoff single still at first. Joyce, who had a double his last time up and scored, is also lined out. Upton's got a 2 RBI base hit. Longoria's got an RBI single. The 3 runs for Tampa Bay. The Orioles got the leader's 2 RBI double. Zobrist has taken off a couple of times over there, only to have the ball put up in the air for an out. 1-1 delivery. Off-speed pitch there for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, I'd take my chances with Matt Wieters. You just get him the ball, and right here, and there we go, movement. The illusion of baseball's moving is it's going to be here, and it goes there because of that late movement. That's what he did to Longoria, got him to pop up.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes again. Markakis. Up into the seats. It's going to save a run. The Orioles get a break. Nick Markakis did not read that well, and you could see it coming. Fortunately for the Orioles, it took the hop into the seats, and it will be a ground rule double.
Well, it looks like the ball's carrying. I mean, here we are in the 5th inning, so you get an idea. And the ball hit very sharply, gets turned around. That's what line drives will do. The hardest ball to catch as an outfielder is at the ball right at you, because you don't know if it's going to hook or it's going to slice or whatever. And you know, again, one of the more reliable outfielders, the ball hit so hard just couldn't make the play.
Mike Connor again will come to the mound to talk to Brad Bergeson as the bullpen just starts to loosen up. Rapata's up to throw, and this is another key moment in this game as Tampa Bay gets another chance. Tampa Bay's had runners on in 3 of the 5 innings against Bergeson, scoring all their runs in the 4th. Now with 2 down, 2 in scoring position. And the red hot B.J. Upton. Upton singled and drove in 2 in the 4th inning. B.J. Upton, not the guy you want up there if you're Bergeson. And there's why. Base hit into center field. That'll score Zobrist. That'll score Joyce. First pitch he saw, and extends the lead to 5-2.
The inability to make quality pitches. And then, probably just as important is watch these guys swing the bat. I mean, it looks like a changeup. It's felt high in the middle of the plate. Upton sitting everything up And there's a couple more runs.
So the Rays continue to get the big hits in this series, drawing some time for the bullpen now as Wieters goes out to the mound. For B.J. Upton, he now has a 4 RBI day, and on the season he's driven in 8 runs in this, the 6th game these teams have played.
So that 281 lifetime average has gone up this afternoon. And again, to revisit why he didn't take the suspension, loves Camden Yards and loves to hit off Bergesen.
Yep. 2 down, Casey Kochman. Kochman has walked and grounded out. Bergesen now has given up 9 hits, 5 runs on 9 hits, and that will be it for him. So again, for Brad Bergesen, another long short day. He will go 4 2/3 innings in the ball game, surrendering 9 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 1 intentional. And Clay Rapata will come on to pitch. Rapata with 2 down in the 5th inning and a runner on at first. Rethink possible. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, and our great crew here at Camden Yards on this beautiful Mother's Day Sunday afternoon. Clay Rapata on the pitch.
Well, the matchup and lefty versus lefty, done a nice job. 2 for 14. Righties 3 for 4. So right here, you've seen enough in the sense that Bergesen just could not make the pitches the second and third time through the lineup. So you go to the lefty, and that you hope it ends right here. You can grab the bats and get back on track offensively.
2 down. Upton a threat to go at first. Kochman at the plate. Casey Kochman has hit .286 against left-handers, .400 against right-handers.
Well, just watch his left shoulder. All good left-handed hitters, you got to be able to cover the outside of the plate. So you just see his left shoulder, excuse me, his right shoulder, his front shoulder just close. That's the way you cover the outside part of the plate.
Upton, 7 for 9 stealing bases, is at first. The off-speed delivery is a called strike to Kochman.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan, who does the games that I don't do, one of our colleagues, he stopped by today and kind of enlightened me late in his career when he was a left-handed specialist like Clay is. He said all the good left-handed hitters, the Mattingly's, the Boggs, is they can hit the ball on the outside corner. They can cover that. That's why they're the hitters they are.
That one was inside. Roberts diving. He's got it, and a chance, and a nice play. Kochman retired on a fine play by Brian Roberts. 2 runs scored, though, and 3 hits with 1 left on base.
300 is probably no. And I mean, that's reality. It doesn't mean he can't pitch in the big leagues. Either he gets better or he has to make some adjustments. And, you know, I don't make those decisions. It's just your eyes don't lie.
Yeah, the numbers do tell what tell. And for the Orioles, another day where they've got to have a big comeback in a ball game to win it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You know, I mean, they're going to have to do it against the best bullpen in the American League. And, I mean, there's nothing in the baseball handbook that says you can outscore a team. It wouldn't be the first time. It's not a novel thought. We all know that. And but again, you're going to have to do it against a very good starter. He's been struggling this afternoon. Are you going to tell me that Wade Davis, that you know what you're going to get from him if you're Joe Madden? He's been all over the place. He's walked more than he normally walks. His stuff is good. He's made some big outs, which he does all the time. 219 with runners in scoring position. And that's a glowing number on the positive side.
Yeah, the Orioles have had their chances against him, but again, the hits that would change the course of a ball game have not come their way. They got the fourth inning 2 runs, but left 2 in scoring position after they got them moved up with a sacrifice. And those are the kind of innings that you look at, and the Orioles have gotten a run or 2, but it should have been more.
Yeah, it really had him on the ropes. Brian Roberts to the line drive.
That one in the air to center field is deep. Upton turning around. D. Lee has got one. Goodbye, home run. And it is 5-3.
That's a big-time power right there. And that's why they signed him. That because he's a good guy. He understands the game. He's a veteran, and he can pick it over at first. Well, here you go. 2-1 fastball count. And, boy, he crushes this one.
I guess the pitcher does not give up home runs.
Only the second of the year.
Our pitch track sponsored by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Guerrero goes to short. Brignac. And Guerrero's retired on the ground ball up. And there's one away. Gather up family and friends and come to the Miller Lite Flight Deck here at Camden Yards. One low price, casual atmosphere, bar-like seating. Get a great view. Everybody in the group gets a food and beverage voucher for anywhere in the yard. For more on the Miller Lite Flight Deck, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. So Lee gets the home run. And the Orioles get one of those runs back. And for Derek Lee, 3 of the 4 have come here at Camden Yards. Luke Scott, and he will take it for a strike. Orioles have been are up there among the leaders in the American League in home runs with runners on base. That was a solo shot. Orioles have 16 home runs where someone has been on. That's why they've accounted for so many of their runs via the homer. 16 out of the 34 the Orioles have hit.
Well, we've seen both Luke, who doubled his last time up, get fastballs to hit. Funny, Derek Lee before the game said, you know, I was talking to Willie Randolph. He said, I don't see very many fastballs when the pitchers fall behind. That's what I saw in the National League. So maybe I'm going to have to adjust. There he did get a fastball, and he was waiting.
And he will take that one for a strike. Not happily.
No, well, the high strike, that's nothing off the plates today. And again, the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg, he's giving you the high strike, and he's saying, yep, that's in my strike zone, and that's who you're dealing with today. That pitch is going to be called a strike, and he's been very consistent doing it. I may not like it, but that's the strike zone.
Luke Scott with a double, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Fastball this time will be in and up,
but not that high.
No. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. So the Orioles in the battle, trying to avoid the sweep, get out of a 3-game losing streak. Get back on the winning side of it for a day off tomorrow before the 3 games against Seattle. 3-2 delivery to him, and that's up high, and there's another walk. So 5 walks surrendered in the ball game by Wade Davis. And the Orioles get the potential tying run to the plate again in Adam Jones.
And the bullpen will get going. You saw Jim Hickey, and he's going to come out again. I mean, this is about to buy time, because when you're a winning ball club, and that's what this team is, it's a pivotal time for your starter. He wants to hang around long enough to qualify, and you have to do that for 5 innings. So Jim Hickey's going to encourage him. Just up in the zone today. There's Delaney again.
Second time up for Delaney.
I want Davis out of there, because you know what he can do, even though he's having a day where he's struggling. Bring in somebody else.
5 walks is a career high. It matches a game against San Diego last June, in which Wade Davis surrendered 5 free passes. Well, the Orioles will try and get to him here. You see, the most games scoring 3 runs or fewer. The Baltimore Orioles are up there, not where they want to be. The Twins, the A's, Seattle's coming in, the White Sox, and the Orioles and Rays, 17 of those. The Rays, though, those came early in the year. The Orioles are running in that streak now. Down to third and just missed. A 1 strike count on Adam Jones.
Pitch count now at 95.
The magic number for the Orioles has not changed from the beginning of the season, and that's 4 runs scored. If the Orioles can get 4, they're 12-3. If they don't, they're 2-15. 0-1 count.
You would think, and we know this is not an automatic game, you would think with this lineup that 4 runs is very attainable.
Jones, that one came inside on him in a 2 strike count.
And it's a lot more attainable when you think you can win, and that's why starting pitching is so important. You got to, as a starter, you have to make the guys playing in front of you and behind you think that they have an opportunity. Everybody on the bench, everybody stays in the game. Your bullpen are on their toes because they're going to have to come in and maybe maintain a lead. That's why big innings kill you. That's why early leads by the opposition. It just kind of deflates everything.
Here's the 0-2 delivery to him. Punched the other way, and that's a foul ball. Brad Bergeson gave up the 5 runs on 9 hits in 4 2/3 innings today. A couple of walks, 1 intentional, and 1 strikeout. So Brad is not going to get the win, as he's still looking for that first win of the season. The Orioles have not won a ball game in which he has started. He's been non-decisioned in his last 2 starts against the White Sox in Boston. 0-2 count on Adam Jones. Adam hitting at .254. Hit by a pitch and scored. Last time up, flied out to right field in his first at bat. This time he'll crank it foul.
Well, he's having some quality at bats. It came in, 10 for his last 26. Plate coverage good. You know, any moment he's going to hit home runs, not trying to hit home runs, which makes him a lot better hitter. There's his hitting instructor, Jim Presley. And he's been able to get him to go back and use the whole field. Harder to do 0-2, though.
Adam, one of those, taking the extra batting practice today. And that one inside, boxed. And Jaso able to hang on to that and hold it in front of him.
A little extra up and in.
1 ball, 2 strike count.
And one thing about Davis he hadn't had, and he's thrown his curveball. He hasn't had a real good slider or the big curveball working today. Because his manager is hoping that he can conjure it up here.
Adam, a big at bat for him, trying to keep this inning going with 1 away and a runner at first base. And that one's going to go to third. Longoria, 1, relays Zobrist, not in time.
Well, there is the curveball. Finally gets it over. And watch Longoria come and get this ball. On the run. Only way you're going to turn it. Ball hits slowly. Zobrist. And then Kochman's going to come off. So here we go. 2-time Gold Glover. Little Brooks Robinson right here. Come get it. It's the only way you're going to turn 2, and Jonesy outruns it. Keeps the inning alive.
So Matt Wieters will get the at bat. 2 RBI double coming in the 4th inning. He's also struck out, reached on a wild pitch. A couple of hits in his last 20 at bats for Matt Wieters, whose average has dipped down to the .226 mark. Jones on at first base. The Orioles down by 2. Home run lead off the inning has made it 5-3. Orioles being out hit 9-4 in the ball game. Davis with a 1-0. Zobrist force at second, gets it over to Brignac for the out. But a run on a hit with a base runner left on. Derek Lee delivering the home run, his 4th of the year, and pulls the Orioles within 2.
Just want to wish a very happy Mother's Day to my wife, my mother, my grandmothers, all the mothers out there. Just a wonderful, happy Mother's Day. Sit back, enjoy, and hope you all have a great day.
D. Lee with the greetings, and a home run to go with it in this ball game. 5-9-0 for the Rays, 3-4-0 for the Orioles. And we go to the 6th inning. Clay Rapata came on and got the final out in the 5th. He'll face Brignac, and he'll take it in the air to right center field, not deep. Jones coming in, and a pitch and an out here in the 6th inning. Time for our AT&T mobility trivia question, where our winning percentage continues to just grow. Who holds the Tampa Bay record for hits in a single season?
I would think it'd be Carl Crawford.
Yeah.
You would think that would be the guy.
I agree with you.
Maybe wrong.
So we're certainly.
We always agree. We just never get the answers right.
Well, but it's so nice to agree.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could go with Aubrey Huff, who was an Oriole and used to play for them. Just for the head.
How many
just to get
legs?
his name in.
How many legs? Yeah, well, that's true. How many leg hits do you think Aubrey got?
2.
Okay, so
2.
I would think.
Okay. Carl Crawford.
I may come up with another one, as long as we don't have to come up with the answer.
Okay. We're asking for additional time on this. We're going to make throws to first base.
Yeah,
we're going to step off.
I hope Jaso fouls some pitches off.
Jaso has singled and flied out.
But that is the obvious answer.
What's the obvious answer?
Carl Crawford.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times the answer is not the obvious, which is why we get it wrong so often. Because I'm an obvious type of guy. You can speak for yourself, but
I will.
And you do. So anyway.
Okay, good. Good
Back
discussion.
to Mother's Day.
We've worked our way around around the non-answer. The 2-1 delivery is taken for a strike.
And he is postponing the inevitable.
Yes.
There should be another wrong answer on our trivia question.
Such confidence we have not. 2-2 delivery, and Jaso will take the pitch up high.
I was going with Manny Ramirez, but he was there for 17 at bats.
Yeah, that probably didn't cut it.
No,
but don't worry, he's going to be back in the Dominican Winter Ball League.
Well, that 100-game suspension is over when late August.
Shoot,
and we're making another comeback.
Oh yeah. Jaso doesn't face the left-handers very often. Only 3 for 6. He only faced them 6 times. That's a pretty good number. 3-2 delivery to him, and he draws a walk. All right, the inevitable answer. We always like the question. The answer bothers us. And the answer is
Aubrey Huff. Oh, well, you were right. You were right.
Sometimes you just.
Well, you know, I got a problem with Carl Crawford.
Not being the leader?
Yes.
I got a problem with Huff being the leader. How did he do that?
Well, he did hit 300 in a bunch of. He had 34 home runs for him one year.
Wow. Showing bunt, trying to drag it.
Well, you know, let me get a little bit serious here for the moment. I mean, this is the perfect. You got Josh Roop, who pitched very well in Kansas City on Thursday, but Rapata, even though he's been a specialist, you like this matchup because they have their 7 lefties in there, and he gets lefties out. That's why he didn't want to walk down Jason. Even would give us more chance to be wrong in our trivia question.
Sam fold up, throw over. It looked like he might have been going. Okay, so maybe a little hit and run on or a bunt again. We'll see. In the first game, all the left-handers were left on the bench. This game, they're all in there, and it's the middle of the game, so Madden's kind of stuck. He can't make the changes by going to the bench. It's too early.
And doesn't want to hurt his defense either.
Yeah. That breaking ball sweeping in, and a 2-strike count.
Again, they got that early lead. It was a 3-1 lead till late in the ball game. They would add a couple of a run in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and they would add to that lead. So when he kept interjecting left-handed hitters in as the game progressed, he was helping his defense.
Called strike. Rapata comes back on him, and Fold kind of has a non-existent at bat right there. Nothing happened, and got nothing done.
Well, again, you know, big guy, and right there, I mean, that bat head, and Jeff Kellogg can see it. Watch how far this bat travels. Little leaguers didn't break his wrist. Well, you don't have to. The umpire, and whether it's the, in that case, would have been the third place umpire, third base umpire. They're just looking to see how far the bat head actually travels in the zone.
Here's Zobrist, who's already extended his hit streak to 14 games with a single and a run scored. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Zobrist, 222 off left-handers, 310 off right-handers, switch hitter. Johnny Damon, the left-hander, waiting on deck. And the Orioles get the matchups they want here with Rapata on the mound, and that will miss down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaso on at first base. He drew the walk. A 5-3 Rays lead. The Orioles have made their way back 3-2 at one point. Then it was a 5-2 ball game. Now 5-3. That one he clocks to left field. It is going to be a foul ball.
And remember the numbers for Clay Rapata. Again, dominating lefties, but the righties were at least coming into the game 3 for 4. Now a lot of innings, but a couple of home runs.
That has been the real problem for the Orioles bullpen. The home runs they've surrendered more than any other bullpen in the American League. 1-2 the count. Runner back at first base. Rapata will make the toss over. Oriole bullpen itself has surrendered 22 homers.
Tampa Bay's 4. None in the last 33 1/3 innings.
Well, the scary part of that is the bullpen surrendered the same number of home runs as the starters for the Orioles. 1-2. And that will miss inside. 2 ball 2 strike count on Zobrist. Tampa Bay had a sweep of the Orioles last year here in Baltimore. They're looking for another one. If they can get the victory here today. They swept the series in April here at Camden Yards. Orioles, of course, swept them the start of this season. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And that one he got. Playing deep, that's not going to be catchable. Off the wall, Luke Scott heading over to third base. And that's where he'll stop at third. Jaso, and a double picked up by Zobrist.
Well, if you're Buck Showalter, again, matchups, you're hoping he'll make a good pitch. Now, there you go, just a hanging slider, and it just sweeps into the middle of the plate. And Zobrist says, thank you very much. The good news is that Luke Scott plays it well off the wall, so they can't score a run.
So, need for a big out here with 2 down and 2 in scoring position. Wieters will go out to talk with Rapata. And Johnny Damon will be coming to the plate. Buck Showalter keeps an eye on the pen and the batter. Damon has had a double, a run scored, 1 for 3. He has a 5-game hit streak now. Designated hitter, putting up big numbers as a DH. And the breaking ball he'll take for a strike.
Well, you made a great point about what he not only means to this team on the field, but when they started out 1-8, he said, hey, forget about winning the next 5. Let's just start winning series. And that's the way you get back into the pennant race.
And he'd been to all of that. He told them the stories about playing with the Red Sox and the great comeback, and the Yankees and their comebacks. And
yeah, he was on that Red Sox team that trailed the Yankees 3-0 and ended up winning the World Series first time in 86 years.
Really got fooled on that one out and away, and a 1 ball 2 strike count.
That's the kind of swing if you're on the bench. Of course, you don't want Johnny to know that. Hi, if you're waving at me, again, that's only strike 2.
He is first in RBIs and second in home runs as a DH in the American League. And he just gets the bat on that and fouls it away. It'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes on Damon.
Well, he'll set you up, and we saw that the other night. Had a horrible swing at Koji Urahara and then hit the next almost identical pitch out for a 2-run home run.
He has been a nemesis against the Orioles all of his career. 29 career home runs against the Orioles, the highest of any major league team, and a .318 lifetime average in this ballpark with 20 home runs. That's the most he's had at a visitor's ballpark in his career. 1-2 delivery to him, and got him. Okada gets a big strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left in scoring position. It remains the Rays 5 and the Orioles 3. Come to Camden Yards, do not forget the park within the park, the Orioles Kids Corner. Interactive area for the family to have a great climb play area, batting cage, pitching station, and the favorite life-size bobbleheads of the Oriole bird on hand as well. So bring your family to the Oriole Park Kids Corner, located on the ballpark's main concourse level just inside Gate C on the first base side. Lots of youngsters on hand for this Sunday game, and a good one it is. Rob Delaney in the pitch.
Yeah, just got recalled from their AAA affiliate down in Durham. So look at those glowing numbers. What they like about it: 19 strikeouts, only 5 base on balls. They've claimed him on waivers, kind of like what the Orioles did against Jeremy Guthrie. He became their closer in their AAA Rochester out of the Minnesota Twin organization last year. Had 4 for 4 in saves. Great spring. 3-0 for him for the Rays. So he gets sent down. Now he's back, and what the other thing he did, which is probably what he'll be called on here, is he pitched multiple innings down there. So one of those guys that managers like to have. They get you out, but they also can do it for more than 1 inning.
He's out of Rivervale, New Jersey, rather. Went to St. John's University, and Delaney got his first major league action last year with the Twins. He's worked in over 250 games at the minor league level. Delaney will get it in for a strike. Mark Reynolds leading it off. Orioles batting 6th inning, down by 2. Reynolds has drawn 2 walks in the ball game. 2 of the 5 surrendered by Davis. In at third, Longoria, and he's got it. Reynolds retired, 1 away. Our game flow is brought to you by Hankook Tires. Be one with it. Hankook Tires. 2 starters in this ball game. Both had a bit of a struggle. Bergesen, the larger of the 2, 5 runs, 9 hits, 4 2/3, while Wade Davis left 3 runs on 4 hits over 5. And both of these teams now have turned to the bullpens, and both know this one's up for grabs. Is Torres a sacrifice and a strikeout, making the start at short. Orioles trying to get their potential tying run to the plate. As Torres will take that one, and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Well, their advanced guys have told you, and they'll bunt a lot. There's Jim Johnson getting loose. So Longoria plays even with the bag at third to take the bunt away.
Is he playing in only his 14th game after doing duty at shortstop last year? He expected to be in a lot more games at this point, but Robert Andino's bat and glove have kept him in the lineup.
More offense.
A 1-ball 2-strike count on his Torres. Outfield moves in a couple of steps, and he'll foul that one back.
Well, he did get to play in Kansas City earlier in the week. I think it was Wednesday or maybe actually Tuesday. after Brian Roberts had the root canal. So then, what, 4 days off? 4 or 5 days off. Hard to stay sharp. Got to try to figure out how to do it.
1-2, swung and a miss. Delaney gets a strikeout. And there are 2 down. And don't forget the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, brought to you on Masson, 5:30 to 6:30. Latest news on the Orioles, Nationals, Major League Baseball. You get it Monday through Friday, right here, 5:30. And with no baseball games tomorrow night, tomorrow's show will be on until 7 p.m. So 5:30 to 7 for the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow night. Brian Roberts up, 2 down, bases empty, 2 walks, and he is lined out. Brian now up to 1 hit in his last 22 at bats. We'll take that one, and he's been able to watch pitches out of the strike zone today from both the starter and now Delaney as the count goes to 2-0.
Well, let's see if he takes a pitch here or make sure it's something in the middle that he can drive.
He takes it.
Well, you know, you wonder how they go out and get a 26-year-old right-hander like Delaney. He was 7 and 8 last year. He got lefties out last year, but not righties. Down in AAA this year, he got righties out. Great.
That one hit in the air to right field. Going back on it is Joyce, and that will not travel. And a 1-2-3 inning for Delaney. We've completed 6 at Camden Yards on this Mother's Day. 5-3 Rays.
Highlight to Longoria. First RBI. He'll drive it in, and then, of course, B.J. Upton wearing out the Orioles in this weekend series. Matt Wieters double off the left field wall as the Orioles get on the board. And then again, Upton in the 5th inning. So they do a number. Nice play by Brian Roberts. And then Derek Lee for the 3rd Oriole run. Home run. So there you go. Home run by the Orioles, and Lee in the 5th. Derek Lee, the 4th home run of his season. Wieters with a double. B.J. Upton, it continues. Now we know why he didn't take the suspension. And again, Jim Johnson will come on and try to do what he can do, which is sink the ball. Boy, he's been getting some balls up. And you talked about the 22 home runs. Every time he seems to elevate, somebody jumps on it. And this is a guy that can elevate with the best of them, Longoria.
Evan Longoria will go after the first pitch and foul it away. Jim Johnson, appearing in his 4th game against Tampa Bay this year, has given up a run on 2 hits in 3 innings worked. He has not walked anybody and has struck out 3 on the season against the Rays. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Thought about it. Did he go? Yes, he did. Garrett Cooper at first base, and it's 0-2. Longoria's numbers against Jim Johnson. He is 3 for 12 with a homer. Longoria, Joyce, and Upton due up in the 7th inning. No call on that. 1-2.
Oh, where do you need to throw it?
Here's the 1-2 delivery. That'll go towards the hole. Is Torres deep. And got him. Nice play.
Yeah, huge target over there. I tell you, Torres played about as well as anybody at shortstop last year. Watch him get the range, settle himself right here. Long throw, knows who's running, and then Derek Lee to scoop it up.
So a big first out in the inning. Joyce will face Johnson for the first time. Big day for him. He's had 2 doubles and 2 runs scored for the Rays, who have the 5-3 lead, out hitting the Orioles 10-4 in the ball game. And Johnson's pitch is in for a strike.
Yeah, we don't
Johnson.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the lefties are hitting only 171 off him. Right-handers 333.
Yeah, there's more command problems there. And there's that good sinker. He worked with Dave Smith, who's the minor league coordinator over the years. They both lived down in Sarasota to try to find a release point to throw the curveball more for strikes in the offseason. And there's that good sinker. There you get. So it's not about velocity. It's just, it's a low ball pitcher or a guy that can run the ball down in the strike zone with the best of them when he elevates, especially in hitters' counts. And the ball has a tendency to be a little bit straighter.
1-2 delivered to Joyce down to third. That is a foul ball. Boy, not by much. That was close to going right over the bag.
Yeah.
Off to the side. That'll bring him back.
Yeah, if you're Jim Johnson, nothing you can do about that. You make your pitch and hope that he'll hit it to your defense. And they're pretty much straight away. Everybody playing deep and straight away. So you're not overplaying Matt Joyce. There they are. All straight up.
4th best average in the league coming into this Sunday. Matt Joyce. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him. That's inside and low. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Joyce with Upton waiting on deck.
Of course, if you're going to throw 96 down and away, it might behoove you to play a couple of steps over the left field. I don't think he's going to pull that pitch. We were always taught try to pitch him away and then defense him the same way.
2-2 delivery, and he was falling away as he hit that to center. Jones is there, and he's got it. 2 down in the 7th inning. The Orioles are going to take on the Yankees for just a 2-game series Wednesday and Thursday, May 18 and 19. Your chance to plant your Birdland flag and defend the yard against this rival. Get your tickets in advance, 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com. Got some weird 2-game sets coming up there. The Orioles will be in Boston and play only 2 games, and then come home and play 2 games against New York. That ground ball shatters the bat as Torres has got it. And Upton is retired. Good inning by Johnson. 7th inning stretch time on Mom's Day from Camden Yards. Rays lead at 5-3. Verizon 4G LTE, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Massa. Now let's take a look. Ichiro with 11 stolen bases, leading the league. Team, though, 229, last in the American League in team average. And there's 17 home runs, the second fewest in the American League. The Mariners won the series last year 6-3. Seattle 16-18 in last place in the American League West, but even being last leaves you only 3 games out.
Yeah, and they've been playing better as of lately, so still trying to get their offense together. You know they're about pitching, especially with the guys the Orioles are going to pitch against. So Peralta comes in, saw him on Friday night. Fastball slider type of guy, splitter. There are the numbers. Last year with the Nationals, had a terrific year. So again, I mean, they lost Wheeler, they lost Schaus, they lost Soriano, they lost Balfour. He'll come in with the Mariners. They lost pretty much their whole relief staff, and now they come back. We saw Delaney, he just came up with the club, but they have the #1 relief staff in the American League to this point in the season.
Peralta, a veteran who has been around, has done a good job for them, and left-handers hitting only 195 off him, right-handers only 200. So they're going to try and work this game after the 5-inning performance by Wade Davis, their starter.
And that's what your scouters try to do. I mean, you know, your advanced scouts will say, okay, this guy's in the big leagues. You know, he gets righties out. He throws a lot of strikes. With Delaney, you're going, well, he's 7-8. He didn't get right-handers out last year. But, again, the walks per inning. Can he get on the 40-man roster? Can he pitch more than 1 inning? So there's so many things to look at. But, again, your advanced guys are such an important part of trying to figure out who can translate minor league stuff and bring it to the big leagues and be successful. Now, with Peralta, you already knew, because he had a great year for the Nationals.
So the Orioles try and get back into this. Bottom of the 7th inning, down by just 2. Markakis, Lee, and Guerrero. Nick has had an 0 for 3. A couple of pop-outs and a line-out. 3 for 11 in the series. Each team has left 7 on base in the ball game. The Orioles again have been out-hit 10-4. And again trying to get over that 5 hits in a game mark where they have been stuck for each of the last 3 games.
Well, again, Peralta not overpowering. Doesn't mean he can't make good pitches, but he's going to be around 90. He's got the big breaking ball and the splitter to go with it.
1-0 delivered to Markakis. Will be taken to left field. Fold going back, not back. Reaching up and makes the catch.
You know, he comes from New Hampshire. It's almost like he thinks he's playing at Fenway Park. The ball's carrying. You can always come in. Now, this guy also can run him down. I mean, that's what he's done all year for him, and that was one of the main ingredients to what he does so well to help you win. He's a great defensive player.
Fold has played an outstanding left field with 2 great catches yesterday, including taking a home run away from Matt Wieters. Here is Lee, who's had the home run, his 4th of the year. He's flied out to center twice. 2 home runs in this series. That's the first time this year he's had multiple homer series. In the air to center. Upton will just wait on this to come down, and he's got it. 2 fly ball outs, 2 down in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero. I told you Ichiro coming in, of course, with Seattle. When they get here, we'll have the #1 and #2 players in the majors for career-wise, the highest percentage of walks coming from intentional passes. Vladdy's #1 and Ichiro's #2. The highest percentage of their walks being on intentional passes. 2 down, nobody on, and that will be taken for a strike. Neither of them have hardly any walks. Warm-up action in the bullpen, Michael Gonzalez.
Well, you know, I mean, we know Ichiro's number. I think his lifetime batting average is something around 332. Well, Vlad's is 319. Even better with runners in scoring position, 320 coming into this year.
And both of them don't want to walk.
No.
They get up there with the intention of hitting.
Well, it's funny when Bob Melvin was the manager, he told Ichiro, he said, you know, I think you should be more selective. And I think he had about 240 in April, and before the month even ended, he was going, you know, I think you should go back and hit exactly the way you want to hit it. It'd be like telling Vlad here, I want you to take a lot of pitches, and I want you to try to hit 2-0 and 3-1. It's not going to happen.
Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Guerrero. Bases empty, 2 down. He lashes up to short, and a nice play by Brignac. Tampa Bay does not hurt themselves with the glove. A 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 7 at Camden Yards, and the Orioles trail by 2. You had to do that on Mother's Day on TV. Somebody has to go, "Hi, Mom." We're going to do it any day. This is the one. 5-10-0 for the Rays. And the Orioles 3-4-0. And here's Michael Gonzalez.
Scoreless last 4 1/3 innings. So look at the ERA. It used to be over 13 runs a game. Struggled early. He's really invented himself. Thrown about 95, 96. Did come in yesterday, give up a couple of hits, but no runs, couple of strikeouts. So again, just keep him here and take your chances. Kelly Shopik, the backup catcher, coming in.
Shopik picking the Lightning to win the Eastern Conference in the National Hockey League.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't run like lightning.
He's a big hockey fan. So, and Gonzalez is coming off the field. Blister or something on the glove?
Yeah.
Oh, they got to take that off.
No distraction. Well, that's all right. You got the message, Mom. That one was for you.
That's right. She saw it.
So did Jeff Kellogg, the umpire. Or I'm sure Joe Madden. Hoodie or not, he was able to see that pink. That would distract me. I've never seen an umpire with sweatbands before.
There's Casey Gotchman. He wasn't going to wait around. Roberts. Gotchman is retired, one away in the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Derek Lee's had a home run, his 4th of the season. Matt Wieters in the ball game, 2 RBI double. And B.J. Upton has had a 4 RBI game with 2 base hits. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Johnson worked an inning, zeros across. Rapata an inning and a third. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And the starter, Brad Bergeson, 4 2/3, 5 runs on 9 hits. 2 starters, pitchers of record. Wade Davis gave up 3 runs on 4 hits over 5. Delaney worked an inning, 1 strikeout. 1-0 delivery, and that's going to be the right base hit. So Brignac is on.
But he'll take anything. 34 games now without an extra base hit, even though he did to get him up to bat with that nice play at shortstop. So the one thing that Joe Madden, young guy that, now most of the time the regular shortstop, as long as he fields, eventually he's going to figure out what he used to do, which is to drive the ball.
Jaso sitting in the number 9 spot, 1 away. Gonzalez gets the pitch in for a strike. He's been hot at the plate. He's had 9 hits in his last 22 at bats. That covers 7 games, 8 games including this one. And he's also drawn a walk in the ball game. Now 11 hits on the board for the Rays. Here's the 0-1 to him, breaking ball, and that's in there. Back to the future for Gonzalez. He just went back to his old motion, back to the third base side of the slab. Went back and looked, not just in recent games, but years past, how he pitched. Said, that's what got me here. I'm going back to it. Pitch will be just outside and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, he's always going to fall off. A lot of guys fall off right or left, depending which arm you throw with. But are you centered over the rubber? In other words, if you look at that Rosenbag, when he comes up to the stretch position and he delivers it, will he get his weight over the pitching rubber and everything over his, right? And he's perfect right there.
Up the middle. Force at second base. 1 and a double play. Great work all around. Roberts, Torres, and Lee on the scoop. Here's a beautiful double play to keep the score at 5-3. Roberts with a tough angle. Got him. And the Orioles turn the double play. Congratulations to Wayne Gray from Cumberland. You have won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest.
Yeah, this is to Wayne Gray's mother. $1,000. Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Or maybe his wife. Probably a mother, but hopefully. Yeah. Fork it over, Wayne.
Here's Luke Scott. Orioles down by 2. It'll be Scott, Jones, and Wieters due up. Peralta will stay on. Retired the side in order with some help from his D in the 7th inning. Orioles trying to do something they have not done this year. The Orioles are 0-16 when they trail after 7. Trying to get that first comeback win in the 8th and or 9th inning. Scott with a double and a run scored. He has walked and struck out. Peralta's delivery to him. And a 1-ball-1-strike count.
Well, he's not shy about throwing strikes. You know, threw a high fastball. Nick hit it hard and Fold ran it down. And got Lee to pop up. And then Vlad hit a rocket that Brignac got at shortstop. So here it is. Yeah, occasional breaking ball, 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Try to keep it out of the middle of the plate and take your chances. And he knows he doesn't want to have any free passes. He's going to make them pitch to contact.
And he'll foul that one back. The Orioles had gotten a man on in innings 1 through 5, at least one, but they have been retired in order in the last 2 innings. The bats are still very quiet.
And it's even when they do get guys on, it can be an epidemic. It's not the first team that's happened to. The Red Sox have struggled all year long with their runners in scoring position, in spite of the strength and depth of their lineup. A little bit over 200 for the year. Orioles came in at what, 272. That number's gone down though last 10 days or so.
Popped up the other way, a very long run for either Longoria or Jaso. Longoria is going to get over and put it away. He swung around on the shift. 1 down, 8th inning. Follow the Orioles with MLB.com @BAT 2011 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get score, stats, highlights, live audio. Just go to text @BAT 31826. Or go to Orioles.com for details. One away, here's Adam Jones. Jones hit by a pitch, scored in the 4th inning. Set into a fielder's choice, and he has flied out. Yeah, Lee has the home run and 2 RBI double by Wieters for the runs.
Yeah, one of the bigger pitches after he walked Scott in the 5th. Wade Davis, one of the few real good curveballs. And here's one. He got Jonesy to bounce out to 3rd for a force out. And there is their closer getting loose.
Kyle Farnsworth up.
Big, hard throwing righty.
(0-1) delivery by Peralta, and again the slider that's going to miss up high, and a 1-ball-1-strike count. Adam looking to extend that 6-game hit streak with this at bat. Oriole numbers at home offensively continue to go down. Orioles came in as a team hitting .227 at home, scoring 3.8 runs a ball game, which does not reach their magic number of 4. And their ERA at home was over a run higher at 4.88. And that's just about where we are in this game at 5-3. 1-ball-1-strike count. Tigers have beaten Toronto today. They're all done in their game in Toronto. 5-2 the final there for the Tigers. 1-1. Squared to bunt and popped it up. Pitcher. Peralta gets it, 2 down. Now Wieters coming up. Wieters getting a 2 RBI double that came in the 4th inning of this ball game. 19 RBIs this season, ties him with Bryan for the team lead and runs batted in.
Okay, got it over Sam Folds' head. A little change up, something down and away. Well, when you get it up in the air, it is carrying here at Camden Yards.
Orioles need that base runner. Reynolds waiting on deck, but there are 2 away. Infield back very deep against Matt Wieters. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Koji Ohara in the bullpen ready to go. Matt coming in, hitting the same on the road as at home, a .220 batting average. And 2 home runs each. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Good changeup. Really good changeup.
And the count will go to 0-2.
Yeah, we saw it on Friday night. That splitter change just kind of dives and darts out of the zone. And then once again, the quick pitch.
Going to be a fair ball, and he's got a base hit.
Nice
in front of full that time.
Well, watch him. He did it on Friday night. When there's nobody on, your stretch position could be a windup. Now watch him. He won't even hesitate. And right here, Matt, I tell you, must have got pretty good grades right here. Quick study. It worked on Friday, not tonight.
That will be it for Peralta, with Reynolds coming up. Farnsworth, the closer, I think is going to take the baseball. Hang on a minute. Yep, he is. Madden's got the ball. Once that happens, you're probably gone. Good tie, though. Looks like he gave him a pretty good debate class out there. And a solid inning in 2/3 for him. Farnsworth coming on here in the 8th. 2 down, 1 on. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Beautiful day in the Inner Harbor. Gorgeous. Great day to be out there in that sailboat. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, and here is Kyle Farnsworth.
Well, you can look at it right there. 6 out of 7, only blown save. James Shields against the Angels a week ago Saturday. So again, look at that. Doesn't walk anybody. Because, keeps the ball in the ballpark. So pretty effective guy. Hard thrower. Has always been able to do that. I mean, the notes, Tampa Bay's got fabulous notes. I mean, it gives you pretty much anything you want. 10th in active pitchers with 37 career blown saves. Well, that's what the Orioles want. Of course, that's not in a save situation. It's probably pitching 7th or 8th inning.
And Reynolds will take the pitch outside for a ball. Mark facing Farnsworth for the first time. Wieters is on at first base. Farnsworth 250 by the lefties, 222 by the right-handers. He has not surrendered a home run. 1-0 delivery to Reynolds. He has drawn a couple of walks and popped out in the ball game, looking for his first hit in the series. Mark has gone 0 for 6.
Well, he can get it up there. Big guy. Big, strong. That slider at 89 miles per hour.
They're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
There's the heater.
Farnsworth gets ahead on the count 1-2. Koji Ohara's been throwing. Kevin Gregg has joined him in the bullpen.
Well, the big guy if you tie it up, and Koji probably if you don't.
Short lead at first, Wieters. Reynolds will take the fastball. That will miss up high.
99.
Just tell the reaction on that after seeing pitches that have not been nearly that quick. And it'll take outside on a breaking ball, and the count will go to 3-2.
Well, even if he gets out of this inning, I think one of the difficulty when you talk to relievers is that when you come in, there is an adrenaline rush. So even if he gets out of the 8th, he's going to have to sit there on the bench and then come out and pitch at the 9th. But again, you have a guy with one swing can tie this game up for Mark Reynolds.
3-2, runner going, and he pulled a string on him. Farnsworth gets the strikeout, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. It remains a 2-run ball game. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. Koji Ohara will come on here at Camden Yards to try and hold this ball game at 2 for the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, last pitch Friday, home run to Damon, a 2-run shot, a couple of strikeouts. Again, pretty much the same MO. A lot of fastballs, splitters, not too many sliders. That's a pitch he used when he was a starting pitcher for the Orioles. Not a lot of walks, but then again, 4 is a lot of walks for him because he went the last 2 months without walking anybody last year.
We go to the 9th inning. Take a look at a little note here on the ups and downs. Justin Verlander, congratulations. Second career no-hitter yesterday. The 29th pitcher in Major League history with multiple no-hitters. Brandon McCarthy has 2 complete games and both losses. And Andre Ethier had it ended. A 30-game hit streak snapped yesterday as the Mets sent Dylan Gee to the mound. He wasn't supposed to start. Emergency starter.
Yeah, I think Chris Young, right?
And he and 2 relievers held Ethier. That one in the air to right. Sam Fold. Markakis is under it. And he's got it. 1 away here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, Sam doesn't want to hit it in the air. He's not going to hit a lot of home runs. He's a line drive, but bounce it on the turf or the ground.
So our note on the Ethier hitless thing. The last 4 hitters who've reached 30 games, 30-game hit streaks, they've all stopped at 30. Willie Tavares in 06, Moises Alou in 07, Ryan Zimmerman in 09, and now Ethier in 2011.
And as we mentioned, Willie Davis had 31. That was the most that any Dodgers ever done. Back in 1969.
Ben Zobrist has continued his streak. He's at 14. He's had a double and a single in the ball game. He is 2 for 4. Zobrist hitting at 291.
There's the splitter.
I got to buy it.
Well, again, the Rays, they average, as we mentioned, 6.2 runs a game. If they end up winning this game 5-3, or they will have only scored in 2 innings. But again, they bunched some runs. 3 in the 4th, the first time through the order, the second time, and then 2 more in the 5th.
And Zobrist will take it. Zobrist 1 for 6 off Koji.
Now, Koji says he feels good. I mean, it seems like the home runs, and he's given up 3 in the last 4 games, have just been up in the zone. So he can pitch down.
1-2. Down to first and foul. The other number for the Orioles, if it stays this way, this is another 5-hit game. This will be the 4th game in a row that they will have had 5 and only 5 hits if it stays that way. Now they've got another at bat coming in the bottom of the 9th inning. They've been out hit 11-5 though, even though they're only 2 runs down. It'll be Isturis, Roberts, and Markakis due up for the O's. Zobrist, the 1-2 delivery to him, and missed with it. Pretty good looking pitch. Count goes to 2-2. Tampa Bay's looking for their 4th win in a row. Orioles facing their 4th loss in a row. 2-2, and that will miss inside, and a 3-ball 2-strike count. That's the one Koji wanted. Uehara working this season for the 3rd time against the Rays. He's given up 2 runs and 3 hits in an inning and 2/3 this year against them. Towards first, Lee's got it. He's got to go to the bag himself. And just got there in time.
Yeah, Koji was a little deliberate getting over there. Right here, he's looking and he says, "Uh-oh, I better get going." Big, long strides. Yep. And yow.
Close play. Lee gets there, said Eric Cooper, the first base umpire. 2 down, nobody on in the 9th. Here's Johnny Damon. A double and a run scored. 5-game hit streak for the designated hitter. And Damon will take it away. Johnny came in 7th in the American League in RBIs. He had a streak in which he had 5 consecutive games in which he had the game-winning RBI. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
Well, that's what good pitching does. It puts you in positions, even if you don't score a lot of runs, but you're close, that late in the ball game you get an opportunity to have a meaningful at bat. Koji's got a zip today, doesn't he?
Yep. Updating you, here's the voting so far in the AT&T Player of the Game. Texting your vote A, B, or C to 51862. Results in the O's Extra post-game show. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and got it. So Koji Uehara comes out with a very solid 9th inning. So it's now up to the Oriole bats. We go to the bottom half of the 9th. The O's trying to avoid a sweep. They're trailing by 2.
Update. So the Oriole bats remain quiet, but 4 1/3 innings scoreless by the bullpen has given the Orioles a chance coming up here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, pretty good job on the part of the Orioles bullpen today, but they're up against the best bullpen in baseball with Tampa Bay coming on in the 9th inning. They haven't given up very many runs. The Orioles need a few.
Well, the closer's already in the game. 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Let's head back across the field. There's Gary.
All right, Jim Rick, thank you very much for our Verizon Wireless update as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. There's the line so far. The Orioles bullpen, if it's not called on anymore, that'll be the First time they've had a scoreless game from the pen since the 26th against Boston, 26th of April. Farnsworth, 6 saves on the season. Came on to get the final out in the 8th inning. Now is Turris, Roberts, and Markakis due up. Felix P.A. will come on as the pinch hitter for Turris.
Yeah, Buck Showalter said, I want to try to keep him engaged. And he is 1 for 1 with in pinch hitting duties. So
241 overall for PA. And the pitch is a strike to him. He's had 1 triple. The rest have been singles for him.
In fact, the Orioles are 3 for 4 pinch hitting this year. So glowing numbers.
0-1 delivery and out another. That's going to be into the corner. PA. He'll make the turn. Joyce up. Throw to second base. Not in time. A bottom of the 9th. Lead off double.
Well, he's all over the slider or changeup or whatever. Guy was throwing 99 last inning. Right here, it looks like a changeup. Something at 87. So he's 10 miles per hour slower. And Buck Showalter said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but PA swinging the bat as well as anybody. In with a double. A rocket. Pink shoes for everybody. And Joyce makes it close. Look at this throw. Yeah.
But he gets in, and now the Orioles have the potential tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That is their 6th hit, so they get by that 5-hit mark. Now Brian Roberts, 2 walks, is lined out, flied out.
And again, they play him so deep. This is one of those situations, if you really, as Robbie Alomar used to do, look at your second baseman and third and first baseman. That's why leadoff guys bunt, to bring them in.
1 strike count. He is 1 for 7 off Farnsworth, a home run.
Well, then maybe you don't want to bunt.
0-1 delivery. You want to bunt.
I know.
And it's 0-2. No, they're just saying go ahead and bunt.
Yeah.
You're not going to.
Yep. And this makes it harder to get base hits, and that's what you want to do. You just don't hit enough home runs. Even in the year he hit a home run, I think he hit a home run every 32 times at bat. So it's not a high percentage type of endeavor.
Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that'll be outside from Farnsworth. PA's on at second base.
So you get a break. This guy powered the ball through the end of the 8th inning at 99 to 97. He hung a changeup or splitter or something to PA. Hope he makes another mistake.
Roberts down to third base. Longoria holds the runner and gets the out. 1 down. For every Orioles walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributing $50 to the Living Classrooms Foundation. 99 walks, $4,950. Care First Blue Cross encourages each of us to take the first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Nick Markakis has an 0 for 4. Real fine play by Fold in left field. Denied him a base hit his last time up.
And they also lined out to start the game right to Longoria off of Wade Davis.
Farnsworth, a discussion with his catcher here with a runner on at second base.
Yeah, runners in scoring position in the 4th. He went out of the zone on 2 pitches and popped up the second one after Brian Roberts with 1 out had lined out to first.
Markakis 4 for 8. Lifetime off Farnsworth. Ooh, and that got him. Nowhere to go on that one. The Orioles have 2 on.
Yeah, somewhere in the back hip. Got hit in Kansas City. Yep, front hip actually. Taking 1 for the club. Winning run at the home plate.
Well, Farnsworth now with runners on at first and second base. That's the first hit batter that he has had this year. And Nick hit by a pitch for the 3rd time.
If you're a closer and you come in to pitch the 8th and you're not Mariano Rivera, you come in and very rarely do you pitch multiple innings. So again, you do get real high and hopefully he'll lose some of that stuff.
That ground ball is going to go to short. Brignac, Zobrist, here's the relay, and they get the double play, and the ball game is over. The Orioles, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on, and the Rays have swept as they win this one 5-3. Now the Orioles had their chance but could not get it done in the bottom of the 9th. A day off tomorrow, and then the Mariners in. Jake Arrieta against Michael Pineda. We'll have coverage 6:30 of Masson 2 HD with those extra. Presented by Verizon 4G LTE with our game at 7. For Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Winner in this one is going to be Wade Davis. And for the Orioles, a tough loss with a tough chance in the bottom of the 9th. Jim and Rick coming up next. Those extra. Adieu.